And welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner here on ColumbusNewsTeam.com. Week 11 as we are thick in the middle of the Class C1 playoffs. Head coach Tyler Linder with us as the Scotus Shamrocks coming off a round one win over O'Neill. How are you doing, Coach?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Let's get right into things. Columbus News Team was out broadcasting your game against the Eagles, and it was a fairly impressive performance. You handled them pretty easily. You put up, I believe it was 28-plus points in that first quarter alone.
We came out firing on all cylinders. I think our guys up front really set the tone physically, and it's just an exciting environment when you're playing in a playoff field of only 16 teams. You know that everybody's going to kind of have your number, and we came out really hot, and we never really looked back.
There's Cole Harrington. And something that I noticed, you ran a little bit of wildcat in that game. Something you're implementing for this playoff push?
Yeah, we've had it in for a number of weeks now. We just like getting Cole Harrington the ball right away, and he does great things as soon as he gets it, and you saw it right there.
There was one of two pass plays, a catch to Dalton Taylor in the corner, some nice touch, as well as the junior making a big play.
Yeah, it got pretty damp out there last week, and so we didn't really feel confident throwing the ball around with kind of the slick conditions, but we were able to throw twice, completing only one of them, but it was for a big score to Dalton.
And we've been covering your games for a majority of the season. Never had a rainy game, especially something that was that wet and coming down the entire time. How do you feel your players responded to sort of the change in climate and condition?
One of the things that we preach to our kids is that, you can only control the things within your wheelhouse. You can't control the weather, you can't control the officials, you can't control the other team, but what you can control is your attitude, and that's going to make all the difference. So I think our kids handled themselves extremely well, and we came out week one of the playoffs with a dominating performance.
And I know you're looking back, first round was Pierce, and then you had O'Neill this time. Obviously a much more handily win, we'll say. Just comparing those two games and the performances as you head into the second round, just how does that look for you?
What we learned from playoff win number one is that we're really confident in what we do. I think we came out and we executed our X's and O's perfectly. There wasn't a lot of breakdown. We didn't have to go back to the drawing board this week. So really excited about how our kids executed the game plan, and my hat goes off to our coaches just putting our kids in a position to be successful. I think Coach Jay Pollan called a tremendous game. To score 62 points, with only throwing the ball twice and having a running clock the vast majority of the second half is an impressive feat. And so my hat goes off to Coach Pollan, but my special teams coordinator, Coach Roger Krinke, put him in great situations with field position. So really happy with the way that our team just came out and performed, and it's going to lead us to hopefully a really promising run at this playoff picture.
Obviously a very positive performance to build on as you head into the second week of the playoffs. Now this is where you guys stumbled last year against Kearney Catholic. You've talked about it. You said, hey, we're not looking past any games anymore. And you have a good opponent, Ashland Greenwood, a team that was actually in the finals last year before they fell to Boone Central Newman Grove. So now as you go to this spot where you guys lost last year, how's the emotions of the players, yourself, as you get ready for this big game?
We've got a really, really vivid memory of what happened last year, and so our boys already know what it feels like to be 9-2, and they are dead set on making sure that we do not end our season 9-2. So our practices have been very crisp and very energetic this week, and they have to be, because Ashland Greenwood is a phenomenal team. They've made the state finals the last 2 years in a row. They haven't won it, but just getting there is very, very impressive. So their kids know what it's like to go deep in the playoffs, and so they're going to come ready, and we have to show up on Friday night.
It's maybe a kind of tough question for you to answer, but you've played a lot of good ranked teams throughout the regular season, and then you've probably been scouting Ashland Greenwood already, seeing some footage on them. How do you think they compare, or most similar to the teams that you've played already, and where they rate?
They stack up really well with the level of competition we played. They're right up there with the best teams that we've played. I would say that they're the best running football team that we'll see that we've seen thus far. They've got a very impressive line that's able to so far on film been able to control the line of scrimmage against their opponents, and they've got really, really talented guys in the backfield. I think the Trevor Nicholson kid, number 34 for him, is the best running back that we've seen all year. He's already rushed for well over 2,000 yards of rushing, and so he will be a force to be reckoned with on Friday night. So we've got to show up, we've got to tackle well, and we've got to kind of take them out of their comfort zone. We've got to take Nicholson away, and I'm sure they'll go to another Division I athlete that they have in the Ben Stilley kid at tight end. So we're going to have to perform really, really well and match up well with their skill guys in order to come away with a victory on Friday.
That's the offensive scouting report. What do they do defensively, and what is your offense going to have to do well? Obviously, you want to run the ball and do what you do best.
Yeah, we're not going to change too much of our game plan. We want to establish a running game and do it very, very physically. They run a pretty traditional look. In some games, they've run a 4-3 with a 2-high safety. We believe they're going to walk down one of those safeties in the box and run almost a traditional 4-4. So we're prepared for just about anything that they can throw at us, and that, again, is a testament to our offensive coaching staff. I think our guys do a great job of throwing out any potential looks that the opponent can kind of throw at us in the game. So our guys are ready, they're focused, and it's going to take a well-balanced attack, dispersing the ball like we do, getting it to, getting a lot of different guys touches in order to keep them off balance to make us successful.
We're wrapping this segment up. Just, it's hard not to get caught up in the hype and everything, but what's the buzz of the school? What have people been telling you, obviously, is you have this talented group of players that are making this run?
Well, if you've been around the Scotus community at all this week, you know that it's an electric place. Not only with our football program, but our volleyball team's done amazing things this year, and they're looking to make a run at this, at the state picture. So the atmosphere has been great. Our kids' focus has been phenomenal, and the support that we've received, not just this week, but all year from our fans and from our alum. It's been a very special place to be, especially this fall season. So not looking to end that anytime soon. We want to keep this thing going as long as possible, but we got to take care of Ashland first.
We're looking forward to a great game. We'll be broadcasting it on columbusnewsteam.com. That kickoff's at 7, and we're looking for another Scotus win as always.
Yeah, I hope you're right.
And that wraps up this week's edition of Coach's Corner here on columbusnewsteam.com. The Scotus Shamrocks back to the second round of the playoffs, taking the defending Class C1 runners-up in Ashland Greenwood. It's going to be a great game. Be sure to tune in at 6:45 on columbusnewsteam.com if you aren't already at the game supporting the Shamrocks. He's head coach Tyler Linder. I'm Brandon Axton, and that wraps up this week's edition of Coach's Corner here on columbusnewsteam.com.
Coach, what are some of the problems that Ashland Greenwood poses to your team this week?
They're just a very, very physical team up front. I think their running game.
And welcome to Memorial Stadium in Columbus, Nebraska, where we have playoff football action, Class C1, between Ashland Greenwood and Columbus Scotus. Thank you so much for joining us here on columbusnewsteam.com and News Channel Nebraska as we have second-round playoff action, Grant. 16 teams started, only 8 remain, and we have a number 1 seeded matchup in the host Columbus Scotus against number 8 Ashland Greenwood, a team that made it to the finals the past 2 years in Class C1.
Well, this is an exciting game. 2 very balanced rushing attacks coming at each other, so I'm looking forward to see which defense can step up and really stop things up.
Both these teams like to run the ball. Scotus and Ashland Greenwood. Key player for the Blue Jays to keep your eye on is the junior running back, Trevor Nicholson. Grant, he has eclipsed 2,000 yards on the year. He's averaging over 9 yards per carry. He's found the end zone 26 times already. The Scotus defense going to have to keep their eyes on him. But Grant, not only that, he plays defense as well at linebacker, and he's the leading tackler on this defensive squad. So just all-around athlete for Ashland Greenwood.
There's nothing crazy here. There's a very solid team. You got Ben Stilley as well. Everybody knows he's a very good player, so I'm excited to see what these couple of guys can do.
And an athlete that Scotus has, they have a lot of them. We're going to talk about Cole Harrington, though. He is the lockdown corner for the Shamrocks, also the wingback. He plays even wildcat. We saw the Scotus Shamrocks put him in under center last week in the playoff game, so I think a real big key is Ben Stilley. He's going to be on that defensive end, and it might be the speed of Harrington to get around the outside that could propel this rushing attack, as Stilley is going to look to kind of clog up the middle for the Shamrocks.
Yeah, Harrington is absolutely a game changer and has that ability to make those big plays. So he's going to be a huge key here, and they facilitate so many running backs. I'm excited to see what happens tonight.
Someone else who is very excited is head coach Tyler Linder as his home team looks to advance to the semifinals of Class C1. Won't be able to do that without a win here tonight. Taryn Campbell caught up with him and got his thoughts on the game.
Coach, what are some of the problems that Ashland Greenwood poses to your team this week?
They're just a very, very physical team up front. I think their running game is one of the best, the best rushing attacks we'll see all year. So we've got to play really sound and fundamental defense, as well as execute our game plans, both the special teams and the offensive phases.
And what did you guys learn from the loss in this round last year?
We learned a lot. We harped on it quite a bit, that we already know what it's like to be a 9-2 team. We experienced that last year, and we have aspirations to do a whole lot more this year.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you guys.
Class C1 quarterfinals action here in the state playoffs in Columbus, Nebraska. The Shamrocks and the Blue Jays getting ready for kickoff. Stay with us on ColumbusNewsTeam.com.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the Marketing Director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We really focus on the people that we serve. Relationships are the most important thing to us, and because we're smaller, we're flexible enough and we can make those quick decisions to meet your needs.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
At Columbus Motor Company, they feel shopping for a new vehicle should not be complicated. That's why during the Black Friday Blockbuster sales event, they offer everyone their very best price 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. At Columbus Motor Company, it's just one low price, plain and simple, always. So if you're ready for a new vehicle, stop by Columbus Motor Company, your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer at 2806 23rd Street in Columbus, or visit them at onelowpricene.com. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
Would you like to watch this game from above the crowd? When it comes to finding you a new home, the team at Total Realty have a game plan that'll put you above the crowd. Whether you're buying or selling, they will answer your questions and provide an expert offense to put you in the lead during the whole process. The Total Realty team members are real people living in your same community. They have the same concerns as you do, and one might just live in your own neighborhood. Your RE/MAX team members are the hometown experts with the world of experience. They don't just want to sell you homes, they want to make you happy. At Total Realty today, log on to ColumbusTotalRealty.com or see their full list of homes from the Columbus app, available on iPhone and Android devices.
Wake up in your first home. Wake up in a home you've made a bit bigger. Wake up in a home with a new address. Wake up in a home that doesn't even have an address. As your life evolves, your dream home evolves too, and protecting it takes committed support. At American Family Insurance, we support your dreams.
In Columbus, see American Family agent Roger Iwanski.
At Columbus Motor Company, they feel shopping for a new vehicle should not be complicated. That's why during the Black Friday Blockbuster sales event, they offer everyone their very best price 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. At Columbus Motor Company, it's just one low price, plain and simple, always. So if you're ready for a new vehicle, stop by Columbus Motor Company, your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer at 2806 23rd Street in Columbus, or visit them at onelowpricene.com. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the Marketing Director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We're obviously a locally owned bank, but we're also a bank that's very involved.
The most important thing is when you walk in the front door, everybody knows your first name. We are small town banking with all the modern conveniences.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
In many aspects of life, there are lines between where we work and where we play. But when we cross that line, it's when we become connected to our community. At Columbus Community Hospital, neighbors take care of neighbors. With years of experience and training, caring for everyone, young and old, day or night, the expertise to handle the simple and complex, and provide personalized care in your own backyard. It connects us. Columbus Community Hospital, specializing in you.
Would you like to watch this game from above the crowd? When it comes to finding you a new home, the team at Total Realty have a game plan that'll put you above the crowd. Whether you're buying or selling, they will answer your questions and provide an expert offense to put you in the lead during the whole process. The Total Realty team members are real people living in your same community. They have the same concerns as you do, and one might just live in your own neighborhood. Your RE/MAX team members are the hometown experts with the world of experience. They don't just want to sell you homes, they want to make you happy. At Total Realty today, log on to ColumbusTotalRealty.com or see their full list of homes from the Columbus app, available on iPhone and Android devices.
Home Real Estate is an all-star team of realtors who are ready to work for you. We work tirelessly to sell your home or find the right home to suit your needs. I am Home Real Estate's broker, Don Dreesen, and I have 40 years of experience. I know Columbus, home real estate, serving Columbus and the surrounding areas.
And welcome to Pawnee Parks Memorial Stadium in Columbus, where we are seconds away from kickoff in the quarterfinals of Class C1 state football action in Nebraska. Grant, it doesn't get much better than this as the Shamrocks look to advance. Ashland Greenwood obviously trying to do the same, but we have a good one here as the Shamrocks are going to be returning it. Ashland Greenwood won the toss and they deferred to the second half.
Yeah, this is an absolutely great game to be covering. I know I'm excited. I know you're excited. This is a great matchup. Two really great rushing attacks. I know Scotus had to pull out some of the passing attack in the last game, so I'm excited to see what they can do. And Ben Stilley's an exciting player. I love your key players for the game. I think Cole Harrington is going to need to become a big playmaker today, and he does have that ability. So I'm just ready for some good football, playoff football.
Ashland Greenwood coming into this contest at 8-2 on the year. They lost the opening game of the season. Actually a surprise to some people. Fell to Wahoo by 3 points in an overtime affair. Other than that, their only loss comes in the second to last week of the regular season, where they went for 2 against Boys Town late, and they ended up losing by 1, and everybody knows Boys Town currently undefeated. As for the Shamrocks, their one loss also against Wahoo, 31-27. It does not matter anymore. It is do or die the rest of the way as Cole Harrington takes the kick for the Shamrocks, and he finds room up the middle. He gets near the 50, taken down at the 45-yard line. Great start for the Shamrocks.
Yeah, very exciting start for Scotus and your key players kicking things off right away. A nice return there, the kick by Ben Stilley. I guess he does it all. But Scotus in good field position here just on the other half of their side of the field. See what they can do to start off.
And no secret what the Shamrocks like to do. If you're a Scotus fan, they run the wing T offense, and they do it well. They have a plethora of options in the running game. Jake Boss, Marcus Dodson, Cole Harrington, and Bailey Pelster, who's gone over 1,200 yards already. You see Pelster in motion right there as they try to implement their will of the rushing attack, and as you might expect, they go right up to middle to Boss, but some stiff defense by the Blue Jays. Short gain on that one.
And that was Trevor Nicholson there with the big tackle, coming in very early, doing a nice job filling his gap and stopping that play before it has anywhere to go.
The Blue Jays like to run a 4-2-5 defense. Talking to Coach Thompson, it's a bend, not break style. They don't like to be overly aggressive, not blitz too much, but they pride themselves on not giving up the big play. 2nd and 9 here for the Shamrocks as Pelster goes in motion again on the jet sweep, and he finds some room along the outside, taken down at the 50 for a gain of 4.
Ben Stilley there.
And before we go any farther, Grant, sorry to cut you off, but we got some offensive starters that people need to know about for the Shamrocks. Here they are.
Number 54, offensive line.
Kale Bostic, 61, O-line.
Ross Bonk, number 70, O-line. Jackson Kump, number 39, tight end. Dalton Taylor, number 12, receiver. John Mobile, 23, receiver. Jake Boss, number 38, fullback. Cole Harrington, number 9, running back.
Brady Prismus, number 15, quarterback.
And there is Prismus, who had the carry right there, and he is stuffed, though, by the Ashland Greenwood defense. Shamrock's going to have to punt to 3 and out for Scotus, something you don't see a lot of, Grant.
Not very often, and it's something when you're playing a team like Ashland Greenwood, you really got to be clicking on all cylinders. That's Dawson Grell there was holding that quarter there. A beautiful job of keeping things contained as they tried to break that one outside. Scotus going to have to pump to start off this game, so a 3 and out. And we'll see what Ashland Greenwood can do on offense.
Quinn Blaser actually the man doing the punting. Normally that's something done by Cole Harrington as they let it roll, and they'll down him at the 8-yard line. And that was not Quinn Blaser, actually that was Tate Voon Cannon who did the punting duties.
So we'll see what this talented rushing attack of Ashland Greenwood can do to start off this game. They're going to have to travel about the entire distance of the field here as they're starting on the 15-yard line. I believe actually they're marking that on the 14, so they got a ways to go.
Coach Thompson, in his 8th year at the helm for Ashland Greenwood, has a great pedigree over the past 2 years. Took the Blue Jays to the finals, where both times they got second place. There is the running back in Nicholson as he cuts it forward. Ball pops out, but he's going to be down prior.
And a nice tackle by a group of Scotus defenders, and a nice job, a nice little run play to start off. So just short of a first down as they're looking at 2nd and 1.
So 2nd down and 1 yard after that 9-yard carry by Thompson. Handoff right up the middle again to Thompson. This time not as much, but looks like it'll be enough for a first down.
Yeah, we'll see if they come out here and move the chains.
Taking a look at the starters for these Blue Jays in this option attack offense. Going with the big boys in the trenches, Willie Beard, Eric Pike, Lucas Kraft, Kalen Day, and Gabe Lyon, actually a late substitute in after an injury by Cole Ireland in the middle of practice this week. Eric Cusack, the quarterback, Nicholson running back, Busenitz, as well as Stilley, Tehan, and Grell rounding out the skill position players for this Blue Jay team as the chain gang comes out, and they're going to measure this one to see if it's a first down.
And it looked pretty close. I really like that sweep play to start things off. They did a great job of lead blocking on that outside. And we'll see what they do here. And it is a first down for Ashland Greenwood. So Ashland Greenwood marking off the first down of the game. But I tell you what, we got a lot of game left, but you can already tell this is going to be a good one. These teams are both playing very aggressive right now.
Shamrock's defense likes to run the 33 stack. They are aggressive, they play downhill, they like to blitz a lot, and they have their hands full today with this attack that the Ashland Greenwood Blue Jays bring in. There is a little screen pass, not a big gain, as Cole Harrington ushers Dawson Grell out of bounds after about a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, and Jacob Tehan leading the way as a blocker there on the outside. So nothing too special there. A couple runs and trying to mix it up with a little short screen play. We're going to see him come on a little bit more of a split out set. You got Ben Stilley there on the bottom, well, just outside of your screen on the left side.
And they opt to go back to the ground. Nicholson again, short gain. Marcus Dodson was in on the tackle for the Shamrocks.
So a nice little dive play up the middle to open things up. It's going to be about 3rd and looks like roughly 3 yards. 2 yards, so 3rd and 2. And they haven't done anything too crazy. For the most part, it's just been sweeps and a couple dive plays and obviously that one little dump pass.
So 3rd and 2 upcoming for the Blue Jays. Nicholson trying to get around the outside. Scotus fans wanting a hold on the outside edge. Don't see any flags on the field, and again, they're going to mark it close to a first down.
Yeah, and you can kind of see Evan Shohan's pads turning a little bit back towards away from the play, and that's definitely what we're seeing. You imagine that's what the fans were seeing too, but without the call, that's going to be a first down.
So Blue Jays methodically going down the field. They haven't busted a big one, but they really pride themselves this year on kind of being a 50-50 offense. They have the option rushing attack, but they do have the capabilities to go to the air as well. And in a game against the Shamrocks, that might be just the ticket, and what their game plan is not a big game there, though, as the defense stops them.
And a group of guys there in on that tackle. Jake Boss leading the way along with Sam Novicki. Mitchell Halligan actually in on that tackle. So a nice job to stuff things up the middle. So far that sweep play has been a nice little play, and they're going to try that dump pass and
miscommunication. Grant, Shamrocks get a sack.
And Nathan Twerk there on the big play. You can see the big boy is excited as he is able to get into that backfield. And that is a big sack for Scotus. This is going to make things 3rd and very long. And Ashland Greenwood, we might see him go to the air for the first time this game right here.
3rd and 14 officially. And Stilley is their leading receiver. He is 240-pound tight end. They can split him out wide. He has 353 yards on the year. So you have trips to the far side, and that is where the Kasek is rolling out to. He lets it fly and cannot connect with his receiver. Coaches want it. They say it's a catch. We're going to have to look at that on the replay, but referees say completion.
And I think that was a catch. Dawson Grell snagging that one out of the air. And you see that deep corner route going on the backside, and then Grell just kind of sneaks back underneath, and they air that one out, and he dives underneath to snag that one. It was so close to hitting the ground, but he stretched out just enough to grab that.
So a gain of 27 when they needed 14. 1st and 10. Rolling out to the near side now and looking for his receiver, and still he overshoots him.
It looks like Instilli jumped up with that one. It might have just been a little bit too high over top. It was kind of hard to tell from this angle. If it was too big, you didn't see him reach up his hands or anything, so you got to imagine that was just a couple feet too high. But a couple pass plays in a row, and we'll see what they come out with here. I imagine they'll keep this one back on the ground, as you see that pistol wishbone.
So 5:53 remaining in this quarter. The first possession still for Ashland Greenwood. And Nicholson nowhere to run. Taken down near the 40. And a big swarming onslaught of Shamrocks, not letting any gain there.
I know, I don't think I can list them all, but you got Boss, you got Kump, you got Dotson, all those guys, Shohan, everybody's just getting in there. And a nice job by just the linebackers filling gaps and getting in that backfield, not letting them do anything. And we always talk about those running backs. Well, when you flip them over to the defense, they're all playing linebacker and kind of stand-down backs. So a nice job by Scotus to prevent that one from going any farther.
A loss of 4, so the second consecutive 3rd and 14 for the Shamrocks. They're hoping for a better result than that 27-yard completion to Grill on that last attempt.
And, last time, really good coverage. Grell just made a fantastic athletic play to reach out and grab that one.
And Kosuski, a very capable quarterback. He's thrown for over 1,000 yards. Rolling out to that same far side. This time pressure, though, by the Shamrocks. Huge shot. And that is Evan Shohan.
And a nice job by Shohan. And that's what you call a cover sack right now. He was looking downfield, could not find any open receivers. And then Shohan came through and finished business. So Scotus going to get a chance to come back out on offense. And so far, stepping up, they let them move the ball a little bit, and they kind of got into a rhythm there. But then Scotus found their vibe and made a nice stop.
Evan Shohan, the quick, athletic, 6'1" linebacker. How about that? Not the stereotypical linebacker you see.
No, just a nice job keeping his eye on the quarterback, and you could see Kosick just didn't have anywhere to throw downfield, and we're going to get a timeout for Scotus.
And as the Shamrocks do take this timeout, we're going to check in with our sideline reporter, Taryn Campbell, for the first time of this game.
Went right back onto the field. Something you might want to watch for during the course of this game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Taryn. So 4th and 19 upcoming after that Shohan sack, and obviously the Blue Jays are going to be punting here. So each team has had the ball once, and we're yet to see a score.
Yeah, both these teams just have a really powerful rushing attack, and Ashland Greenwood did a nice job there offensively on the line to get things moving, so we'll see if Scotus can replicate that and get things moving themselves.
So you have Jackson Kump as well as Cole Harrington back deep for the Shamrocks. And a rugby-style punt. Still he didn't have any pressure and gets a high booming one. Hits near the 24 and takes a Blue Jay bounce very favorably. They'll down it inside the 10-yard line. Looks like right at the 8 is where the Shamrocks are going to start things.
So even farther back than Ashland Greenwood on this last drive, where Scotus is going to have to start this one off. So we'll see if they can get things moving. A 3-and-out last time. Going to try to get a few things going. You might see him go to the air a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised, but obviously we're going to need to get past 3 downs and a punt before we see anything like that. Like you talked about, they love that wing T offense, and they really do a great job of mixing things up between their 4 versatile running backs. Going to be flagged down on the field. So it's going to be a legal substitution on Scotus, so going to march this one even farther back. Going to put this one inside the 5.
Penalty will be half the distance to the goal. The ball will be spotted at the 4-yard line. It will be 1st and 14 for the Shamrocks.
So Scotus coming out on the line here.
Yeah,
at the
brings up
4-yard line.
1st and 14. They did half the way to the goal line. And there's Jake Boss right up the middle. Jake Boss, he has no one in front of him. The 50, the 40, 2 people chasing him. 30, and he gets ankle tackled, taken down at the 27, a 60-plus yard run by the fullback, Jake Boss.
And the scariest part about running across the open field like that is you just are not quite sure who's behind you. He makes a smart play to try to cut back across the field, but not after it opens up here on the line. You see him make a nice cut back, and then it's just open field. Jake Boss uses that speed to get open. You're going to see him cut back here to the left, and the ankle tackle by Dawson Grell saves them from a Scotus touchdown. And that's a heck of a way to start off this drive.
70 yards on that run. Make that 66 exactly. They go right back up the middle on this one. That's going to be close to another 1st down.
And Dotson there on that carry. An excited Scotus offense coming out, and really what a change. Obviously, we're only 2 plays into this drive, but the energy on this offense is extremely different compared to that first one.
Taking a look at the Blue Jay defense here. Trevor Busenitz, Gabe Lyons, Stilly, Beard, Day, and Kraft making up the linebacking and front 4 for the Blue Jays, as well as the skill position players. Tejan, Reike, Adams, Grell, and Nicholson, as there is a sack by Nicholson for making the tackle on Bailey Pelster, on that far side.
And Trevor Nicholson, a nice job to get into that backfield. Bailey Pelster not having a lot of luck so far getting in the outside and trying to get around that edge. Ashland Greenwood has done a nice job of cutting that off. So far, like you've seen these last 2 plays, or those first 2 plays on this drive, going up the middle has really kind of been the bread and butter of what's been opening up so far.
So after that loss, 3rd and 4. 2:40 to remain in this first quarter. Harrington goes in motion. They hand it off to Dodson, the backup fullback, who lowers his shoulder. Looks like he's going to be just short of the 1st down.
Yeah, we will see how it looks like they might be giving him the 1st down. We'll see if the ref's going to signal this one. They are going to take a timeout to come. Oh, and they are going to give him the 1st down. So a big 1st down by Scotus, back-to-back 1st downs. Obviously, that first one cleared the 1st down mark by quite a few yards, but now Scotus pressing in red zone territory.
2.5 to play as the Shamrocks are in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 19. As you have Prismus under center and Dodson still back, and they hand it off to Cole Harrington, trying to get around the outside. He's cutting it back the other way. Cole Harrington again, the Blue Jay defense hanging on by a thread as he was ankle tackled as well.
Race Riken there on that tackle, and really, that was a nice job getting around the edge and then cutting back into the formation. There wasn't a lot going there on the outside. Normally on those sweep plays, those outside plays, you don't want to cut it back in because that's where your guys are setting things up. But that inside block opened things up for Cole to cut back and just race Riken. Another ankle tackle to save a touchdown.
So ball now on the 7 for the Shamrocks. Jake Boss lowers his shoulder. Wait for it. Touchdown. Shamrocks from 7 yards out. Scotus on the board first.
And that is just what the Shamrocks needed. They're going to have to keep this energy up because Ashland Greenwood's going to be coming out very pumped on this next play. A nice run to the man, Jake Boss, who did all that work on that first play. Just shooting enough, he gets into the end zone and gets that touchdown after reaching across. A nice dive play. So far, those dive plays have been very effective for Scotus.
Jake Boss accounting for 73 of those 96 yards of that Scotus drive. So very impressive. It's something you got to be happy for if you're Coach Lindner. You start this thing on your own 4 and you go all the way Fortunately, not the best way to end the drive, as extra point is no good, but still the Shamrocks strike first.
And that block there might at least give Ashland Greenwood a little bit of energy as they come out on this next drive, and they're going to need it just to answer that momentous big play on offense by Jake Boss and the Scotus Shamrocks to get things going. Now, don't be mistaken, Ashland Greenwood has plenty of weapons to work with. We'll see if they utilize those here. So there you see the band for the Scotus Shamrocks here out at Memorial Stadium on this brisk night, keeping things energetic. There you see the cheerleaders for Ashland Greenwood and Scotus, and of course the mascot, the big old Blue Jay, keeping things lively out here on the track, wandering around. So Jake Boss and the Scotus Shamrocks will kick off here. He's got to be getting tired after that last offensive drive, but he will, of course, stay in here defensively at the linebacker position too. Back to receive Trevor Nicholson. And
ball taken at the 5-yard line. And good coverage by the Shamrocks as the Blue Jays get near the 20.
Jacob Tehan on that return. So a little better field position to start off than the first drive, I should say, for Ashland Greenwood. Last time, of course, they had some success on the sweep action. Not quite as much up the middle. And then, of course, that nice catch by Dawson Grell. So this one's going to be against Ashland Greenwood's going to move this one back.
So after the penalty, take the Blue Jays back to the 10-yard line where they have 90 yards to go. A minute 49 left in this opening quarter as the Blue Jays get ready for their second drive of the game. So everybody's re-situated now. Koseski's under center for the Blue Jays. Koseski rolling out, pump fakes on the out and up. He goes for it all and isn't going to get there. Overshoots his receiver, brings up 2nd and 10. And we talked about the Shamrocks defense. They run the 33 stack. Let's find out who those starters are right here.
Darren Wrinkle, number 72. Defensive line.
Mitchell Halligan, number 59, defensive line.
Matt Strecker, number 45, outside linebacker. Jake Boss, number 38, middle linebacker. Evan Shohan, number 34, inside linebacker. Marcus Dodson, number 32, linebacker. Jackson Kump, number 39, outside linebacker. Cole Harrington, number 9, defensive back. John Lovell, 23, defensive back. Dalton Taylor, number 12, corner.
Anthony Kush, number 7, safety.
So 2nd and 10 for the Blue Jays, and the Shamrocks in the backfield. And I believe that's Boss who just blew up Nicholson.
The initial contact by Matt Strecker there in the backfield before Boss was able to clean things up. Nicholson not having much room to run. And he did spin off that Strecker, initial contact by Strecker, but Boss just did a great job of filling in that gap. And there you can see him driving through. A nice job to drive through that hip and get a big tackle for loss.
3rd and 13 now for Ashland Greenwood as they are on their own 7. Trips to the near side for the Blue Jays. Koseski rolling out again, has pressure, lets it fly, no one in the vicinity. And the Blue Jays are going to have to punt.
And Grell, once again, the intended receiver there. Nice coverage by the Shamrocks to keep that thing covered up. Still, once again, no room for him to throw downfield. They'll trying to get things going. 4th down, they're going to have to punt this one away. Still, he's going to be deep into his own end zone.
number 39, Jackson Cumm.
We'll see if the Shamrocks try to go for a play here and maybe get a block. Boss is going along the outside. The Blue Jays get the punt away. Harrington calls for a fair catch at the 35, so a short field for Scotus.
Last time Ashland Greenwood got a really good bounce in their favor, and Cole Harrington not letting that happen again, as they're going to start off here in Ashland Greenwood territory.
And the Shamrocks went 96 yards on their last drive. Much shorter now. So starting things officially on the 34 of Ashland Greenwood. You have one with receiver wide for the Shamrocks. And they go right back up the middle. Jake Boss across the 20-yard line. Gain of 15.
And a great job of selling the fake. They sold that 3 different ways before Boss went up the middle. You see about faked our cameraman out too, but he just hits that hole at full speed. And Scotus once again threatening in red zone territory for another chance to score.
10 Shamrocks.
Again, the Shamrocks in the red zone. 30 seconds and running remaining in the first. They are on the Blue Jay 18-yard line. Now Marcus Dodson with it. Dodson, he's taking it all the way. Touchdown, 18 yards out. The Shamrocks lead 12-0.
And these Scotus fullbacks are really finding their rhythm, as that is the second touchdown by a Scotus fullback, Marcus Dodson. I tell you what, like we say all the time, they are able to just seamlessly fill those running back positions and fit in with this offense without missing a step. And the simple dive up the middle, Marcus Dodson takes it in for 6. And the last field goal was blocked, so we'll see if they can fix that this time. There you see Marcus Dodson breaking a tackle and one more arm tackle before getting into the end zone. You can see Jackson Kumpf as well pushing him, trying to guarantee those points. So they will go for 2 this time to make up for that blocked field goal.
See, Boss goes in motion. And Cole Harrington's going to keep it himself. Are they going to give it to him? That was close. They say no. Cole Harrington does not cross the plane of the end zone. So 12-0. Ashland Greenwood standing firm there.
And for a second, thought he had enough momentum to get that one in there. But a nice stand by Ashland Greenwood to keep that one out of the end zone. You can see him just inches away from that, completing that 2-point conversion. So Ashland Greenwood not able to really get things going yet, get across half field even on offense, is going to try to make that correction.
Mobile phone access and online services. Convenient banking is right in your neighborhood or at your fingertips. Find us at www.bankingwithyou.com for more information.
So Jake Boss and the Shamrocks will kick things back to Dawson Grell and Trevor Nicholson.
For the Shamrocks will be Jake Boss. Back in for the Blue Jays, number 21, Dawson Grell, and number 34, Trevor Nicholson.
So Boss boots it away from the 40-yard line. Fielded at the 8 by the Blue Jays. Nicholson with it. Nicholson cuts up the middle and gets across the 20-yard line, close to the 30, where the Blue Jays will start things. We now check in again with Taryn Campbell shortly. Blue Jays are going to start things from the 28-yard line here on first down.
Trevor Nicholson returning that last one. Always a dangerous asset when he has the ball. Like you said, the lead rusher on this team by a large margin. You can see trips here on the bottom side, just off the left side of your screen.
Man in motion for the Blue Jays as well. Kosuski throws it to the opposite side and completion for 12 yards. And that's Ben Stilley on the isolation. Excuse me.
Race Reichen.
Reichen, with the catch.
Yeah. And a nice little slant pattern. Always, talked about it before. I love those slant patterns. Are just really, if you get the ball out quick, it's just an easy completion, and it's such an effective route. It's definitely a hard one to cover, so a nice job there. A little misdirection by Ashland Greenwood by bringing Nicholson across the formation in the little slant route to Rican.
And that's going to be the quarter. 12-0 Shamrocks lead. We will be back with second quarter action shortly here on ColumbusNewsTeam.com.
Welcome to Columbus Tire and Service in historic downtown Columbus. We as a team never promise more than we can deliver, and we always give the customer more than they expect. We're authorized dealers for Goodyear, Hankook, and Falcon, but we can get you any vehicle tire you want. We offer full automotive repair by 4 qualified, experienced technicians. We are a qualified farm tire dealer, and we offer 24-hour on-the-farm tire service. Request service, shop for tires, or request a quote at ColumbusTireandService.com, or give us a call to set an appointment, 402-564-6229.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the Marketing Director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We really focus on the people that we serve. Relationships are the most important thing to us, and because we're smaller, we're flexible enough and we can make those quick decisions to meet your needs.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
Welcome back to Pawnee Parks Memorial Stadium in Columbus, Nebraska. 12-0 is the score, as here's the first play of the second quarter. Ashland Greenwood going to the air. Kosuski throws it up, and he hits. Still, ball pops out. Referees say we're waiting for it. Right now, it's Anthony Cush who has the ball. And they say incomplete pass, Grant. There was a whole lot going on that play.
It was hard to see exactly what was going on. You had a couple of guys back there. Anthony Cush showing off the ball like you would even if you don't catch it, but that ball just a toss-up. Anthony Cush, the safety, coming across the formation with Jackson Company. You see that ball hits the ground on the backside, it looks like, but I think Cush was just trying. Obviously, you want to try and, even if you can fool him, just try and get the interception there, so you can't blame him for that one, but it looks like it did hit the ground.
So 2nd and 10, you're probably going to see a lot more of that. Still, he's such a big target as Kosuski keeps it himself up the middle, and that's a 2-yard gain.
So going to be another third down situation where wouldn't be surprised if Ashland Greenwood tries to air it out.
So 3rd and 8, 11-11 remaining in the half. You have the stack set to the far side. Kosuski rolling out. Throws it up the middle, looking for Stilley. No one there. Blue Jays are going to have to punt. We now check in with Taryn Campbell on the sidelines.
You guys, after that Jake Boss touchdown, number 22 for Scotus, Bailey Pelster, came to the sideline holding his right shoulder. The trainers did look at him. It looked like he was fine. He's been on the field since, but again, something to look for through the course of this game.
Thank you, Taryn. The Blue Jays gonna have to punt this one away, as the Shamrock defense sort of starting to impose their will, as Harrington is back to return as well as come. Something to keep your eyes on if Bailey Pelster gets back into this contest. A very, very vital part of this offense for the Shamrocks, and another booming punt by Stilley. Harrington takes it at the 22. And he's still going. Credit Harrington on the effort. Gets across the 25.
He would have been just a couple more yards to the outside. He might have been able to break that one for much longer, but cuts it back and doesn't find any more green grass past the 32, 33-yard line, it looks like. So Scotus going to look to continue their offense, really picking things up after that first drive. They ended up getting that defensive stop to start things off, and ever since, this offense, this running game has been just clicking away.
Shamrock start from the 33. Again, go right up the middle where they've had a lot of success recently. This time the Blue Jay defense was ready.
It looks like Stilly there was on the tackle.
Carried by Tanner Spensieri. He's actually been out the past 3 weeks with a minor injury. Just another option and weapon to add to the Shamrocks offense as well. Spensieri, Harrington, you've seen Boss, you've seen Pelster, and Dodson as well. So there's something else that the Blue Jay defense has to worry about now that Spensieri is back with his first carry there.
Yeah, like you said, it was a minor injury, but they were definitely trying to save him for this game, which against a really great team, you can use every weapon you have.
Back to Dodson. He gets around the outside. Another short gain. Looks like they'll give him 2, which will bring up a 3rd and 6 for Scotus.
So we'll see if Scotus decides to put things in the air for the first time this game. Their big receiver is Dalton Taylor. But it would not be surprised if they do keep things on the ground, because they do what they do and they do what they love, and that's running the ball.
No wideouts for the Shamrocks. Doesn't mean they can't throw it still, but 3rd and 5 upcoming. And they go play action. Prismus. And there is Spensieri on the out route. That is enough for a first down. Gain of 9 as he's tackled near the 47.
And that is just that versatile group of weapons that they have, and that's why they were saving Spensieri, so he could make plays in a game like this. And that first down very big as Scotus is getting closer and closer to midfield in Ashland Greenwood territory. Gotta love the little out route, something that's pretty easy. Line up in that heavy, tight run formation, and they have not been a stranger to going it the running route on 3rd down. So a nice call by Scotus.
Same formation shown by the Shamrocks. There is Bailey Pelster, so he appears to be all right. Gets around the outside before he's knocked out of bounds after crossing into Blue Jay territory. That is a gain of 6.
Bailey Pelster, one of those guys who's just had a ton of success this season running the ball around the outside like that, something that it appears Ashland Greenwood definitely prepared for this game. He has not had much room to run on those outsides. On the outside there on that little kind of reverse play, they run out of that wing T. A nice little gain there, though, 2nd and about 4, it looks like.
And we talked about how dangerous Pelster is. He averages nearly 10 yards a carry as a wingback. There's another wingback in Harrington. He punches through. He crosses the 40-yard line. A flag is on the field. That was a gain of 11 if it stands.
You got to imagine it is going to be a holding call coming from that back ref. So that's going to be an unfortunate situation for Scotus. Now they're going to have to make up a little bit more ground here. You never like to shoot yourself in the foot when you are on the roll. That's kind of the first mistake Scotus has made thus far.
So they march him back. Ball placed on the Shamrock 45. Which makes it a 2nd and 13 with 8:31 remaining in the half. Now you have Dalton Taylor out wide to the near side for the Shamrocks. Harrington back in motion. Prismus, though, rolling out and throwing across his body to Harrington. He has 2 lead blockers. Harrington down the sideline. Huge block. Harrington still going. 1 man to beat. He cuts it up. I think he's going to be just short, Grant. He's tackled near the 1-yard line, and great effort, as that was a 54-yard gain. We'll look at it again here.
And what a play call by Scotus, sending Dalton Taylor there out on the decoy route. You saw Jackson coming over top. You fake the ball to Harrington, and then you just dump it off to him. You get the big boys out in the open field and just a yard short. And we do have little laundry down on the field. They're going to call a holding, and it looks like at about the 2-yard line. So they're going to march it back from there, or excuse me, from the 5-yard line. So pretty late holding. At least it wasn't back near where the play started. So it's going to get things at the 15-yard line.
That's the first time we've seen a play like that this year by the Shamrocks. We've been covering them for majority of the season. You had Novicki and Gutzmer completely, no one was on them, so you have 2 big linemen just chugging down the field, leading the way for Harrington, and that's a scary sight if you're a defender.
Yeah, they have definitely been saving that one in the chamber for this game, and just a great play call. That's going to be a false start on the Shamrocks. They're going to call that one on Bailey Pelster.
So it was 1st and 10 from the 15, but It'll now be 1st and 15 from the 20. 7:56 to go in the second quarter.
Still very manageable yardage. So like you would imagine, they're probably they've done a really good job of disguising things, and when the dive play stopped working, they really mixed it up.
Bailey Pelster gets around the outside. It's going to be a gain of about 6. Make that 5, so 2nd and 10 upcoming. Grant, that first quarter, we're not to the third yet. Brought to you by Boazed West in Columbus. They have the best burgers in Columbus. It is a true fact of life. Go there after the game, have a burger, enjoy yourself, treat yourself, and just eat a Boazed West burger, Grant.
Yeah,
anything else to add to that?
Win or loss, you need to fill up before you go home, and that is just a great place to go. Absolutely delicious burgers, and you ain't lying.
2nd and 11 now. Jake Boss. Sorry to cut you off there, Grant. I got excited.
That's all right. The burgers are so delicious. I just got to keep talking.
Well, we'll see where they spot him here. Jake Boss gets 2 yards. They mark it, so 3rd and 9, a crucial down for this Blue Jay defense.
Yeah, after a very huge play and an almost touchdown by Cole Harrington, Scotus has a little bit of work to do. We'll see what they have reserved in the chambers on this 3rd down.
You have Dodson backfield as Prismus is under center. Fakes it to Dodson. Has Harrington in the flat, and a good open field tackle by the Blue Jay defense. That is a gain of 2, maybe 3, and you got to credit Rican on that one.
Yeah, and I think you just go for the field goal here. They definitely have the legs for it. But once again, trying to find Harrington for that 1st down connection on a little bit of a screen, essentially just a short out route. Cole Harrington will, a soccer player as well, will try to kick this one through the uprights.
Ball's placed on the 11. Gonna make it a 27-yard field goal. Harrington gets it up, and that is good. Harrington splits the uprights, so 15-0. Shamrocks lead. It'll be interesting, though, Grant, to see how those missed extra points could play a part, because technically it still is just a 2-possession ball game.
Yeah, they can definitely. Ashland Greenwood has the ability to go for 2 and make it, so we are at a 2-possession ball game. There you see the band again, but it seems like every game we cover, when you have those missed extra points or missed field goals, they end up playing a big part in the game later on. So it'll be interesting, like you said, to see how that turns out. So Ashland Greenwood will come back out on offense here, and once again, just try to get things going downfield. The Scotus defense has really tightened up this half and not allowed the Blue Jays to do anything. So Trevor Nicholson and Dawson Grell back to return. Jake Boss, like usual, doing the kicking duties.
For the Blue Jays, number 21, Dawson Grell, and number 34, Trevor Nicholson.
So 5:40 remaining in the half. A deep one by Boss as that finds the end zone. Touchback for the Blue Jays.
Boss's kick is into the end zone for the automatic touchback. The Blue Jays will take over 1st and 10.
Blue Jays to start this one off from the 20-yard line.
In the second quarter,
We'll really be looking to establish that run game here.
After 1 quarter, Aquinas 22, Sutton nothing. And we're not sure it's in the first half, but Boys Town and Holdridge were tied at 14.
So 1st and 10 from the 20. Pitch to Nicholson on the outside. Another short gain. 2 yards on that one. The Shamrock defense, though, yet to give up a big play.
Yeah, Nicholson and Nicholson and Wrinkle there on the receiving end of Nicholson's lowered shoulder. But enough to prevent him from going any further. It's going to be about 2nd and 8, excuse me. But like you said, they are just having a hard time establishing that running game after that first series.
And Nicholson's first carry actually was his best so far. That was a 9-yarder. So going to the air again, Cole Harrington. Stilley, though, comes down with it. He catches it at the 45-yard line. And Grant, that is why Stilley is a Husker commit, even though he's as a D end. What a great play by him.
Yeah, just an athletic play, and what focus to follow that ball as he's going down to the ground. And you can see it as he was going down. He just had his eye on that ball. And a big chuck by Eric Kostis. And Cole Harrington, great coverage as well, but as you can see, just the focus by Stilley to bring that one in and a big first down for Ashland Greenwood.
That's Stilley's first catch of the game. You got to think it probably won't be his last. Ball on the 45 now. Ashland Greenwood trying to get on the board before half. Carry right up the middle. That's going to be 6 yards for the Blue Jays, bringing up 2nd and 4.
And you got to wonder if a catch like that by one of your senior leaders doesn't energize this offense a little bit. Just getting yardage and finding yardage on the offensive side of the ball, no matter how you do it, really just puts some life into a team. And a nice 6-yard gain there.
Ball now on the 50. Quick pass by the Blue Jays, and looked like a little bit miscommunication. Shamrocks fans saying that was a fumble. It did go out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like it might have been just forward enough. You know, those seem to always be the disputed calls there.
Shamrocks fans,
you can see,
not happy at all.
They are not happy at all, and Busnitz was kind of number 8 there. Looked like him and Grell were just a little bit too close together, so Grell was unable to hold on to that one.
Well, with the incompletion, it'll bring up a 3rd and 5. Play action pass again to the backside to Stilley. Stilley again with the catch, and another first down conversion. John Lovell on the coverage.
And way to go to your big captain there. Just a difficult man to cover. A mismatch, really. He's just so athletic and so big. He's going to be hard to cover no where you have him at on the field, and just a great outlet to find as a quarterback.
You're noticing it a lot, too. They're overloading one side and basically leaving Stilley in isolation on the backside, and they kind of run play action and throw back across the body. It's working for them this drive.
Well, Scotus has some great DBs, but just anyone matching up on Stilley is going to have a tough time because he's such a large target.
1st and 10 now from the 42 as the Blue Jays are in Shamrock territory. Nicholson runs up the middle, but it's stopped near the 40-yard line, gain of 2.
Yeah, it looked like Evan Shohan there was the one on the tackle. And a great job of getting in that hole and getting a stop and making contact with Nicholson before he can go any farther. It looked like if he would have been able to break that one off, if Shohan hadn't wrapped up, that would have been a big play.
And there you see Dalton Taylor, the 6'6", normally safety, lined up on man coverage at cornerback position right now. And that's smart if you're Coach Linder. You got the big body going up against Stilley.
Yeah, you just need someone the same height, and he's just lanky enough to cover Stilley out on those deep routes.
Well, handoff goes to Grell. Grell on the outside and brought down. Big tackle on the outside edge, and that looks like it was Quentin Blaser making a play.
Nice job by Blaser to come downfield. He was accelerating the entire time and did a great job of keeping his helmet on the outside, making contact, wrapping up, and taking Grell down to the ground.
So 3rd and 9 now. 2:15 and counting in this half. It's been the strongest drive by the Blue Jays since their opening drive of this contest. You have Twins to the near side as Koseski looks back to the sidelines to get the call from Coach Thompson. And after a little bit of confusion, Blue Jays will take a timeout.
Yeah, better to regroup, especially late here in the half. try to put together at least a good third down conversion attempt. So Scotus defense really keeping things strong and really filling gaps this whole first half, and Ashland Greenwood really just having to use Stilly, their outlet guy, which, you know, if I'm Ashland Greenwood, I'm not finding success. You just got to keep going back to him because he's such a hard guy to cover. There you see the Blue Jays mascot.
And there you see head coach Tyler Linder. He's second year at the head coach, but he was a defensive coordinator prior, and you know he's in there talking to his defensive players here. This is a crucial situation. You don't want to give up the points before halftime, and you want to go into the break, obviously, with that 15-0 lead.
Oh, absolutely. A stop here is huge. And just having that two-score lead over Ashland Greenwood at half just got to be really energizing. And Ashland Greenwood, though, if they're unable to score here, we'll go into half and make some adjustments and come back out ready to play.
3rd and 9 for the Blue Jays. Double coverage on Stilly. And nothing going there. Ball on the 41. We'll see what the Blue Jays do. Do you even consider going for it here?
I think you at least, you got to think about it for sure. You're sitting on their side of the field. If you fail, they still got a decent amount of field to cover, but you are out of field goal range, so it looks like they are going to sit back to punt, though.
The Blue Jays will be getting the ball to start the third quarter. That's something that probably plays a factor as well. Coach Linder, though, didn't like what he saw and takes a timeout. This is definitely a situation you have to guard against the potential fake.
Absolutely. You can't rule that out with that rugby-style putt. If that is the case, what they do here, and I imagine they will, Stilly will roll out, and he'll just try to keep his eyes on his blockers and see if anything opens up. If they have the right blocking pattern, he's going to take that one and try and get a first down. So you definitely got to have somebody roaming and keeping an eye on Stilly.
So 4th and 9 is the situation. 1:52 left in this half. It's 15-0. It's been all Shamrocks thus far. Ashland Greenwood had a tough stretch after their opening drive and really haven't had a whole lot of success offensively until the drive they are currently in.
Yeah, and like I said, that's really just attributed to them able to find Stilly out on some of those deeper routes. Stilly just made that great catch here on our side of the sideline. Open things up, and he's just a playmaker, so I imagine they're going to be utilizing him quite a bit the rest of this game.
Well, timeout's over. Shamrocks looking like they might be sending some bodies. And there it is. Stilly gets it away. It's a high chip shot. Goes out of bounds, and that's not a very far punt. We'll see where they mark it. Stilly probably hoping to do a little bit better than that. So we have 1:45 to go in the half.
So still enough time to work downfield and potentially get another score here before halftime.
That's something you definitely are guarding against. If you're Coach Thompson, you say, hey, we shut them out here, maybe force a punt. We get the ball at half and have a chance to cut into this deficit and make it a one-possession ball game. Handoff right up the middle by the Shamrocks. Not a lot there. Boss on the carry.
Yeah, a nice group tackle there. You got Stilly and Kalen Day. Shamrocks, besides, that one screenplay they ran to Cole Harrington on the left side that went for big yardage, doesn't really disguise too much. They do kind of that option out of that wing T, like you said, but they run the same thing over and over.
Clock's running 1:08 and counting. 2nd and 7. Ball's on the ground. They try to get the ball to Boston. Not luckily. The Blue Jays get it. The Shamrocks cough it up with 1 minute to play in the half. Ashland Greenwood has it on the 33-yard line.
And Ben Stilly there falling onto that one. See this one again. It looked like a fumble or a kind of a fumbled exchange as he tried putting that under Dotson's, really kind of under his armpit. and just they're unable to connect on that one, and just an unfortunate transition for Scotus, but Ashland Greenwood now in potential scoring territory.
Huge opportunity for the Blue Jays here. 1st and 10 on the Scotus 33. And on the play action, or they catch him and take down Kasuski. Big defensive stop there for the Shamrocks. So that's a loss of 1.
And a big stand, absolutely. We'll see if they can. I'm sure the defense is going to be energized here, but you got to imagine Ashland Greenwood's offense is energized as well. A chance to put on some points before half.
30 seconds and counting. 2nd and 11. Another big sack. Shamrocks in the backfield.
And that is the big boy, number 59, Mitchell Halligan, coming with another big play in the backfield, and just no room to run for Eric.
Ashland Greenwood doesn't have any timeouts. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Clock is continuing to run. And that is how we're going to go into half. Halligan with a huge sack on Kasuski, so 15-0 is the score. The Blue Jays had a chance there, but the Shamrock defense stood firm. We are going to wait to hear from head coach Ryan Thompson as Taryn Campbell rounds him up, but a half with lots of action as the Blue Jays will get it to start the 3rd.
Yeah, a couple big plays to Ben Stilley for Ashland Greenwood was about all their offense could get going outside of that first series, which ended in a punt. So Scotus really just taking things over this first half. The score's only 15-0, could be potentially 18-0, so we'll see if those points come back to bite them, but you got to imagine you're pretty excited if you're Scotus going into the locker room. Ashland Greenwood, though, like we keep saying, a very good team who's got the ability to make adjustments.
So we're going to hear from Coach Thompson after this break. We're going to have some highlights, halftime analysis as well on ColumbusNewsTeam.com. But 15-0 is the score after 2 quarters of play. Stay with us.
Would you like to watch this game from above the crowd? When it comes to finding you a new home, the team at Total Realty have a game plan that'll put you above the crowd. Whether you're buying or selling, they will answer your questions and provide an expert offense to put you in the lead during the whole process. The Total Realty team members are real people living in your same community. They have the same concerns as you do, and one might just live in your own neighborhood. Your RE/MAX team members are the hometown experts with the world of experience. They don't just want to sell you homes, they want to make you happy. At Total Realty today, log on to ColumbusTotalRealty.com or see their full list of homes from the Columbus app, available on iPhone and Android devices.
At Columbus Motor Company, they feel shopping for a new vehicle should not be complicated. That's why during the Black Friday Blockbuster sales event, they offer everyone their very best price 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. At Columbus Motor Company, it's just one low price, plain and simple, always. So if you're ready for a new vehicle, stop by Columbus Motor Company, your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer at 2806 23rd Street in Columbus, or visit them at onelowpricene.com. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the marketing director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We're obviously a locally owned bank, but we're also a bank that's very involved.
The most important thing is when you walk in the front door, everybody knows your first name. We are small town banking with all the modern conveniences.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
Central Community College, investing in you. Academic transfer, business, health, and technical courses all available at a fraction of the cost of a university. Small class sizes for an enhanced educational experience. Get started on improving your future. Contact Central Community College Columbus campus.
Our economic future depends on tomorrow's skilled workforce. Dream it, do it, and Central Community College Columbus is here to help young adults find careers in advanced manufacturing and related businesses. Visit dreamitdoit.com for more information or tour the Central Community College Columbus campus.
Welcome to Ernst, one of the largest dealers in northeast Nebraska. With 8 acres of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. At the new Ernst, we're doing things differently. Tired of haggling? Tired of back and forth? Let us show you how easy it can be, and we never charge stock fees. Finding the vehicle you want at the best possible price is our priority. We know you can shop anytime or buy anywhere. Shop Ernst, East Highway 30 in Columbus.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the Marketing Director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We really focus on the people that we serve. Relationships are the most important thing to us, and because we're smaller, we're flexible enough and we can make those quick decisions to meet your needs.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
Welcome to Columbus Tire and Service in historic downtown Columbus. We as a team never promise more than we can deliver, and we always give the customer more than they expect. We're authorized dealers for Goodyear, Hankook, and Falcon, but we can get you any vehicle tire you want. We offer full automotive repair by 4 qualified, experienced technicians. We are a qualified farm tire dealer, and we offer 24-hour on-the-farm tire service. Request service, shop for tires, or request a quote at columbustireandservice.com, or give us a call to set an appointment, 402-564-6229.
Rest easy. State Farm agent Annette Alt is there for you. Call 402-564-8581 today for the service you deserve.
Central Community College, investing in you. Academic transfer, business, health, and technical courses all available at a fraction of the cost of a university. Small class sizes for an enhanced educational experience. Get started on improving your future. Contact Central Community College Columbus campus.
Our economic future depends on tomorrow's skilled workforce. Dream it, do it, and Central Community College Columbus is here to help young adults find careers in advanced manufacturing and related businesses. Visit dreamitdoit.com for more information or tour the Central Community College Columbus campus.
Welcome to Ernst, one of the largest dealers in northeast Nebraska. With 8 acres of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. At the new Ernst, we're doing things differently. Tired of haggling? Tired of back and forth? Let us show you how easy it can be, and we never charge stock fees. Finding the vehicle you want at the best possible price is our priority. We know you can shop anytime or buy anywhere. Shop Ernst, East Highway 30 in Columbus.
Wake up in your first home. Wake up in a home you've made a bit bigger. Wake up in a home with a new address. Wake up in a home that doesn't even have an address. As your life evolves, your dream home evolves too, and protecting it takes committed support. At American Family Insurance, we support your dreams.
In Columbus, see American Family Agent Roger Iwanski.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the Marketing Director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We're obviously a locally owned bank, but we're also a bank that's very involved.
The most important thing is when you walk in the front door, everybody knows your first name. We are small town banking with all the modern conveniences.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
And welcome back to halftime here at Pawnee Park's Memorial Stadium in Columbus, Nebraska. Glad you are with us for this Class C1 quarterfinal match between number 1 seeded Columbus Scotus and number 8 seeded Ashland Greenwood. The Shamrocks have put up all the scoring thus far, 15-0. The Blue Jays, though, get the ball to start the third quarter. And it's been a good one. We're going to take a look at some highlights here from the opening 2 quarters. And Grant, some stats that we've gotten of that first half. Something that really sticks out to you. Scotus, 153 yards of rushing. Boss accounted for 96 of those. Ashland Greenwood, yes. How many rushing yards did the Blue Jays have?
I saw the number already, so I don't want to ruin it. It's 0?
It's 0. So that is obviously the difference maker. Total offense for the Blue Jays is 66. Here's the big play of the game by Boss. This one for 74 yards. That's what set up the first score for the Shamrocks. But Ashland Greenwood, they haven't been able to get to go on the ground. They do have 66 yards through the air. But right now, the Shamrocks are doing what they do best, which is run the ball. And so far have kept the Blue Jays from producing too much offensively.
Yeah, Scotus has just done a great job in this first half defensively. And it's just right there in the stats. Obviously, 0 rushing yards. It's hard to win a game or at least get any points on the board with 0 rushing yards. They have found some success in the air, like you said, and that is through Stilley. So it'll be interesting to see what they come out with offensively here in this next half. Scotus, on the other hand, has been doing a great job, just like this run right here to Boss. Up the middle, these dive plays to Boss and Dotson have just been really good. And your key player of the game, Cole Harrington, has done a great job as well, finding some open space and working with what he can.
Yeah, that 54-yard, basically screen pass right along the far side, which actually led to a 27-yard field goal after a holding penalty. So that's how we stand where we are. Boss with a touchdown, Dodson with a touchdown. And there is that touchdown right on cue. That was from 18 yards out, as well as the Harrington field goal. There is Harrington trying to get in for the 2-point conversion. So again, we talked about it as well. Depending what those 2-point conversion misses will look like, that was Stilley, who is the leading receiver for the Blue Jays. And we're going to see a big play from him shortly. He is basically the bright spot of this offense thus far.
There's Cole Harrington on that play we were talking about, finding that open space and just a great play fake throughout the rest of the offense, sending Dalton Taylor on the opposite side as a decoy. And here we're going to see Stilley with that great catch, the one-handed focus, a big corner route. You know I love those corner routes, but he just follows that one all the way down to the ground and just barely snags that one before it hits the turf. And that was, like you said, really Ashland Greenwood's light on offense.
Stilley, 2 receptions for 42 yards. This could have been crucial. Shamrocks fumble it with a minute to play in the half. Ashland Greenwood trying to get on the board, but no. Mitchell Halligan says no, that's not going to happen. And that was the last play of the half, as it was a running clock. And that is the score that we have, Grant, 15-0.
Yeah, it has been a great game so far, and Scotus has really done a good job of coming out and fixing things and coming out with a lot of energy. Of course, that could all change as we have a whole half to play. A lot of fans out here. It's a little bit chilly, and you can see everybody's pretty much bundled up. And
something else of note, Central City and Wilber-Claytonia, they're on the other side of the bracket. The winner of this game will play them, the winner of that game. Central City currently leading 13-7 over Wilber-Claytonia. So we're going to take another quick break. We'll be back shortly, 5 minutes until third quarter action here on ColumbusNewsTeam.com.
At Columbus Motor Company, they feel shopping for a new vehicle should not be complicated. That's why during the Black Friday Blockbuster sales event, they offer everyone their very best price 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. At Columbus Motor Company, it's just one low price, plain and simple, always. So if you're ready for a new vehicle, stop by Columbus Motor Company, your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer at 2806 23rd Street in Columbus, or visit them at onelowpricene.com. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the Marketing Director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We really focus on the people that we serve. Relationships are the most important thing to us, and because we're smaller, we're flexible enough and we can make those quick decisions to meet your needs.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
It's now time for the Columbus Community Hospital Sports Injury 101 with Brandon Axelman and Dr. Dustin Volkmer.
And welcome to another halftime edition of Sports Injury 101, currently at halftime of live high school football action. With me, as always, is Columbus Community Hospital's Dr. Dustin Volkmer. Dr. Volkmer, as always, thank you for stopping in.
No, thanks again for having me. I appreciate it.
We're glad to have you. Today we're going to talk stingers. It's a term you hear quite often when it comes to sports, but medically, what is a stinger? Describe that, and what does that mean when somebody gets one?
So a stinger is an injury to the brachial plexus, which is a large bundle of nerves that exit your cervical spine or your neck and travel to the arm. The brachial plexus itself is kind of right in this region between the neck and the shoulder. So the injury, what we typically call a stinger, is a stretch of those nerves. Obviously, it happens very commonly in football, where tackling positions, the head gets shifted to the side, downward pressure on the shoulder, typically causes a stretch injury to those nerves. Symptoms that we see when a nerve gets stretched is immediate pain. A lot of times they'll describe lightning bolts or shooting pain down into the fingertips, and numbness we hear a lot about, where the whole arm goes numb or dead. And that's all a product of just a nerve being stretched.
All right, and so usually a stinger, it seems like it really stinks when you get one for the couple of seconds you have it, but it's a pretty quick recovery for the most part.
It varies with the severity of the injury. Some can be just a few seconds. Some can actually last several days. So, and everyone's a little bit different in terms of how severe it was, the position of the head and the shoulder at the time, and how much that nerve really gets stretched. So, it's a very unpredictable recovery in terms of how long the symptoms will last. Sometimes it's a few seconds and the player can get back in the game pretty quickly. Sometimes it's several weeks where we're really monitoring them, making sure their pain gets better, their strength gets better in the shoulder before we can really get them back to full contact.
And you mentioned the stinger normally is when you get the hit between the neck and the shoulders, or you put the nerves or the pressure on the nerves. Is that sort of the same thing if you get like a Charlie horse or a dead leg, where you get hit in the knee and that kind of goes numb too?
Yeah, it's a little bit different in terms of this is more a traction injury on those nerves where they're kind of at risk up in the neck. A direct blow to the thigh where you get that Charlie horse or kind of the dead leg is more an injury to the muscle itself and a little bit to the underlying nerve. It's more just kind of that muscle gets real bruised and shuts down for a short period of time. Not so much the nerve injury in the leg. So this is an area that's kind of unique and it's very high risk, especially with football and other contact activities where it really puts a lot of tension on that nerve and causes the classic stinger symptoms.
We always like to ask, is there any way to prevent it? I feel like I already know the answer, though. Maybe just wear 2 or 3 pairs of shoulder pads, or what can you do?
Right. Well, they do have the cowboy collars, they call them, or the big collars that some of the players you see wear. It helps prevent some of the hyperextension or lateral, bending type mechanisms. So those do help somewhat. Again, just proper tackling technique, keeping your head up, knowing what you're hitting, as the coaches say. We're kind of not getting in that position where you're putting a lot of tension on that area. Are probably the best preventative strategies. And again, just football's a high risk, so some of them are just going to happen no matter what you do. But extra padding, the cowboy collars, proper tackling technique is really the best to kind of eliminate or at least reduce the incidence of these.
All right, Dr. Volkmer, well, as always, thank you for stopping in, teaching me a little bit about shoulders and stinger injuries.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And that wraps up this halftime edition of Sports Injury 101 with Columbus Community Hospital's Dr. Volkmer. We're going to be back to live high school football action shortly.
At Columbus Motor Company, they feel shopping for a new vehicle should not be complicated. That's why during the Black Friday Blockbuster sales event, they offer everyone their very best price 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. At Columbus Motor Company, it's just one low price, plain and simple, always. So if you're ready for a new vehicle, stop by Columbus Motor Company, your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer at 2806 23rd Street in Columbus, or visit them at onelowpricene.com. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
Would you like to watch this game from above the crowd? When it comes to finding you a new home, the team at Total Realty have a game plan that'll put you above the crowd. Whether you're buying or selling, they will answer your questions and provide an expert offense to put you in the lead during the whole process. The Total Realty team members are real people living in your same community. They have the same concerns as you do, and one might just live in your own neighborhood. Your RE/MAX team members are the hometown experts with the world of experience. They don't just want to sell you homes, they want to make you happy. At Total Realty today, log on to ColumbusTotalRealty.com or see their full list of homes from the Columbus app, available on iPhone and Android devices.
Wake up in your first home. Wake up in a home you've made a bit bigger. Wake up in a home with a new address. Wake up in a home that doesn't even have an address. As your life evolves, your dream home evolves too, and protecting it takes committed support. At American Family Insurance, we support your dreams.
In Columbus, see American Family agent Roger Iwanski.
At Columbus Motor Company, they feel shopping for a new vehicle should not be complicated. That's why during the Black Friday Blockbuster sales event, they offer everyone their very best price 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. At Columbus Motor Company, it's just one low price, plain and simple, always. So if you're ready for a new vehicle, stop by Columbus Motor Company, your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer at 2806 23rd Street in Columbus, or visit them at onelowpricene.com. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the Marketing Director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We're obviously a locally owned bank, but we're also a bank that's very involved.
The most important thing is when you walk in the front door, everybody knows your first name. We are small town banking with all the modern conveniences.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
In many aspects of life, there are lines between where we work and where we play. But when we cross that line, it's when we become connected to our community. At Columbus Community Hospital, neighbors take care of neighbors.
With years of experience and training, caring for everyone, young and old, day or night, the expertise to handle the simple and complex, and provide personalized care in your own backyard. It connects us. Columbus Community Hospital, specializing in you.
And welcome back to Columbus here, Pawnee Park Memorial Stadium, 15-0, home team Shamrocks on top of the Blue Jays. We're talking about a little bit more halftime scores in Class C1, 27-27 actually the score at the break. Central City and Wilber-Claytonia tied up, a shootout right now. The winner of that game will be facing the winner of this contest. On the other side of the bracket, Grant Norfolk Catholic comes out on top of Bishop Neumann, 42-21. A lot of people have their eyes on a potential Scotus Norfolk Catholic matchup in the final. Bishop Neumann, the team that the Shamrocks downed 44-0 in a game that was probably the best they've played of the year. So just a little bit of a litmus test if you want to gauge. 42-21 for the Catholic Knights as opposed to the Shamrocks who shut them out.
Yeah, Scotus is definitely going to have to playing at that level too if they find themselves in a matchup with Norfolk Catholic or Boys Town for that matter, as well as Wilber-Claytonia or Central City, whoever they find themselves going into next week. They did defeat Central City earlier in the year, so it'll be interesting to see how everything else pans out.
Well, if the Blue Jays have anything to say about it, they'll be the team taking on Central City or Wilber-Claytonia next week as they get the ball to start the third quarter and looking to generate some offense, specifically on the ground where they currently have a goose egg for rushing yards.
Trevor Nicholson coming out with a little energy there. He laid the wood to Bailey Pelster for a second and ended up gaining a couple extra yards. So we'll see. It looks like at this point they are pretty energized. You know, Trevor Nicholson, one of the leaders on this team, is probably, well, is definitely not ready to end their season tonight. So we'll see what they come out and do now.
Blue Jays start things from their own 22 for the opening drive of this half. And there's Nicholson, and the same result stood up by Marcus Dodson. Short gain on the play.
And Nicholson was running very hard there. You could see him really trying to get those extra yards, but a nice job by Shohan to stand him up like you said, and then those other Scotus defenders did a great job of filling in and finishing him off.
So you're a player, you know X's and O's. You did some college ball at Wayne State. What is it the Shamrocks defense is doing right now that's just stifling this rushing attack of the Blue Jays?
Well, it's nothing too crazy. They're just doing a great job of following their assignments. And, defensive schemes, when you have these defenses that break down, it's just broken assignments is really all it is. It's nothing too crazy, but they just have really done a great job of filling gaps and stopping this rushing attack, which Ashland Greenwood relies on heavily.
And there you just saw great coverage by the Shamrock defensive backs. Kosuski had a good 10 seconds. He didn't have any pressure, but he had nowhere to throw it and ends up chucking it out of bounds to bring up a 3rd and 9. And this is not what you want your Coach Thompson. Desperately don't want to come out of half and go 3 and out on your opening drive. We'll see if they can convert here.
No, it would be a huge momentum booster for Scotus if they can get a stop here, but Ashland Greenwood has been converting so far this game.
Kosuski drops straight back, throws right up the middle to Stilley. And despite the double coverage, he catches it. We'll see if they give him enough. I think they're gonna.
And the big, strong, athletic tight end does a great job of holding on. It is going to be 4th down and very short, so we'll see what they come out with here.
I think that was Cole Harrington. We'll see here who just piggybacked on the big 240-pound target. That's all he can do. Actually, John Lavelle.
And they are going to go for it here.
A little bit of moxie being shown by the Blue Jays. 4th and 1. Opening drive of the third quarter on their own side of the football field. Tried to draw off the Shamrocks. Did not. Kosuski still under center. Quarterback sneak. This one is going to be close, Grant, though. We'll see where they spot him.
And it looks like he finished across the line. We'll see where they mark this one at. It was hard to tell. The linebackers for Scotus did a great job of making contact. They are going to, and it's going to be a 1st down for Ashland Greenwood. So it potentially would have been a huge stop for Scotus because they would have had the ball in great position, but Ashland Greenwood able to convert on this opening and drive and avoid that 3 and out.
So the roll of the dice pays off for the Blue Jays there. You go behind your quarterback in Koseski, and you get the first. And we'll see, because of that conversion, what this could turn into for the Blue Jays. You have the trips again to the near side for Ashland Greenwood, but they hand it off to Nicholson, and again, nowhere to go. The linebacking core for the Shamrocks just take him out of bounds. Boss in on the action.
And a couple extra people get knocked over on the sideline there as Boss did a great job of driving his feet against Nicholson. A player, you need to do that. You need to finish your tackle and finish through, otherwise he will make you pay. But so far, a great job by this linebacking crew to stay outside and stay in their gaps. Trevor Nicholson tried working outside on the reverse, and there is just too much action happening out there on the Scotus defense for him to find any room to run.
No gain on that carry. Nicholson, a 1,000 or 2,000 yard rusher. You have carries of 1, 3, 2, -4, -3, 2, 6. And when you're a rusher of that caliber, it has to be discouraging that you're not finding any space against this defense. Here is Stilley on the reverse end around, and he gets about 5.
And Stilley down on the ground, slow to get up. Looks like he might be all right, just a little shaken up there, maybe hitting a knee the wrong way or something like that will definitely prevent you from jumping up too fast. So he's going to go off and take a break on the sideline quick, it looks like.
And not a good time for the Blue Jays to have him on the sideline as a 3rd and 5 is upcoming. We've seen Koseski go to another receiver in Dawson Grell, who has a couple receptions.
Grell had that really nice catch earlier for a 3rd down conversion, diving, laying out, snagging it just before it hit the turf. He's an athletic player out there as well, like he said.
Trips to the near side. Pressure by Evan Shohan. Nowhere to go for Koseski. Huge play for the Shamrocks. Blue Jays going to have to punt.
And you cannot leave a man like Evan Shohan or any of these linebackers unblocked, or as you can see, just sprints into the backfield and nobody to stop in. Koseski, if you're sitting back there, there's not much you can do. You can't be happy that your lineman missed that block, and you can see Shohan just sprinting in there. He's excited about the big sack. Scotus offense once again get a chance to put some more points on the board.
Talked to Coach Tyler Linder prior to this game. He said this is the most focused he has ever seen his group this year, and they are dialed in tonight. Stilley gets the rugby-style punt away. Another high one. Cole Harrington takes the fair catch at the 36.
And you can see that rugby-style punt that time has to get it away because Scotus is sending those guys to make sure he kicks it off. You saw that first time they ran that rugby-style punt. He held onto it for quite a while, looking to see if anything opened up across the line and eventually kicked it away. That punt went down to about the 9-yard line. But ever since then, Scotus has really just been on a roll offensively and has scored, I believe, every drive.
And this will be the Shamrocks' first drive of this second half. 8:03 remaining in the 3rd. Harrington in motion, but they hand it off on the dive up the middle to Boss. Boss lowers his shoulder. Boss still going. Sprinting now. He's at the 30, 20, 10. He's going to take it all the way for the touchdown. 64 yards, Jake Boss.
With no laundry on the field, what a way to start this second half. And these fans are jacked as Boss does it again. Just a man, when he gets going, he cannot be stopped. And he just finds room barely out on the left side, breaks a couple of tackles downfield, but what blocking by this Scotus Shamrock offensive line. And once again, the deception. They send Cole Harrington out on the outside, and just Boss underneath has to break 2 tackles, and then he's home free.
You saw Tihan there, almost like he did not want to tackle Boss. When you have a big bull like Boss just running downhill at you, I can't say I blame him.
Well, Boss has been coming at him full bore this whole game, and that field goal looks like it's going to be good, and there's the signal from the referees. But he has just been running extremely hard, and so is Dotson as well, so you got to imagine those linebackers are a little hesitant when they're coming downfield at that speed. But a huge play by Scotus to get some points on the board almost instantaneously.
And that is something we saw so much of Jake Boss last year as a junior. Multiple games, he just took the ball right up the middle and broke away with his speed. We haven't seen a lot of that this year for whatever reason. But coming out in the postseason, this is the Boss that we've seen last year, and Coach Linder has to be happy about it. Not saying that Boss hasn't been effective all year, but just those runs that are fairly simple. They're right up the middle, but is a combination of power and speed, just making points.
In that final game of the season, 5 touchdowns, and then it seems like most of the time Bailey Pelster has been able to do the work on the outside. He's just so quick and agile, or they find someone like Cole Harrington. It's one of these running backs finds a way to just be successful in each of these games, and that is what has really made the Scotus offense so deadly. Granted, they have any one of these guys, only 4 guys. You got Dotson, Boss, Pelster, and Harrington. You know, they can sit in there at that running back position and be successful. But when you have all 4 of them, one of them is going to find a way to get downfield. So Boss kicking things away. Shohan.
7:51 remaining, and Blue Jays taken down near the 20. Blue Jays are now going to get their second drive. Before that offensive series, though, we are going to check in with Taryn Campbell on the sidelines.
We mentioned Bailey Pelster had that stinger with his arm in the first half. He looked great on that play to Jake Boss, that long touchdown. He held the block that sprung him for that great touchdown. He's looking healthy, and I think he's going to be fine for the rest of the playoffs, guys.
Thank you, Taryn. Doing a great job of patrolling the sidelines on this chilly night as well.
So here go the Blue Jays trying to generate some sort of offense. There is Grell who turns the corner. Tackled near the 40, and Grant, I think they're going to call a horse collar or some sort of knockout of bounds. It looks like it's going to go against the Shamrocks.
I wouldn't be surprised either. It almost looked like it might have been a face mask, just seeing the way Grell was turning his head when he was making that tackle. We'll see. The personal foul face mask is going to be against Scotus. You can see Grell's head just kind of turning back towards the inside of his body. So that's going to be a big gain as now Ashland Greenwood moves just past midfield. Right at midfield. There you see Coach Linder obviously wanting some answers, but he on the other side of the field probably had a hard time seeing that. But if you're watching it here, that was not too hard of a call. When you see that head turn like that, you're going to get that flag.
So 1st and 10 from the 50. And this time Nicholson trying to get around the side, but he just couldn't. He just kept getting stretched, trying to wait. Linebacking core, though, the Shamrocks not allowing it.
Yeah, Taylor laying the shoulder there to keep him from going anywhere, and you can just see that Scotus defense is swarming, and they have just done a great job of finding the ball. You can see it looks like Nicholson might have had a stinger himself, the way he was kind of holding his arm down there. But it looks like he might be all right as he gets off the field. He's going to need a quick breather. You don't really want either him or Stilly out of the game, as they're really the big offensive producers.
So they fake the reverse. Kasuski throwing it on the run. Interception! Anthony Cush for the Shamrocks. And a big play by the Scotus defense. Anthony Cush gets his team the ball back.
And at the end of the play, Kasuski went and kind of tried laying the shoulder in a wrinkle. You can imagine he's pretty upset after that interception there, and he just throws up a prayer. And Anthony Cush makes the play. Great job working downfield and getting that ball at its highest point. He's going to lay the shoulder here as he gains a couple extra yards before he goes down, but a huge defensive play by Cush.
And you really sense the Shamrocks are starting to take over on this one. 22-0 is now the score. 6:34 to go. Blue Jays backs against the ropes right now. They need a big stop defensively.
Yeah, this game is by no means over, but definitely the momentum is definitely in Scotus' side of the ball. And Jake Boss with another huge run. That's going to be a first down in about 14 yards.
They go right back to the well. Jake Boss nearing the 50-yard line. That was a gain of 15, and this rushing attack right now seems to be wearing down this Blue Jay defense.
Hey, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, as they say. Jake Boss has just been doing work there, and I got Marcus Dotson in the backfield, who scored a touchdown of his own, and seamlessly at that, they just really do a great job of subbing in. He's going to take the ball.
Back to Dodson, and Dodson about the same result as Jake Boss. Dodson, he's still going, he cuts it back, the 10, the 5, Dodson, touchdown, 51 yards for the Shamrocks.
Why did we talk about? I say seamlessly, and he just gets in there, and there's no break for these guys, Dotson. There's no break for this Ashland Greenwood defense. Dotson just lowers the shoulder, and he's just about as fast as Boss, if not a little bit faster. He lowers the shoulder, breaks a tackle, and arm tackling by Ashland Greenwood is not going to bring these guys down. And Dotson just finds the end zone, sniffing it out for his second one of the night. So Cole Harrington to kick this one in, and that's going to be good. And these Scotus Shamrock fans are excited, as they well should be. 29-0. And the momentum just right in Scotus's corner. There you can see those guys getting ready to kick things off, and the defense has just been extremely tight as well.
Final, Boys Town 34, Holdridge 20.
But this offense just, and they haven't been doing anything crazy. It's just up the middle, and Dotson and Boss have just been making things work, breaking it free, breaking arm tackles, and getting touchdowns. And there you can see Dotson coming on the bottom right of your screen after that big touchdown. You can imagine he's a little bit tired. Had to get a little water there after the long run. So there's Nicholson back to return, having a tough go at things so far. Dawson Grell as well back to return. He had some nice plays earlier, but Ashland Greenwood just having a difficult time finding answers offensively.
Kicking off for the Shamrocks will be number 38, Jake Boss. Back deep for the Blue Jays, number 21, Dawson Grell, and number 34.
And really, Grant, the Blue Jays, they look tired as you see the kickoff fielded while the returner Grell was on his knees. We'll be down at the 7, but talking to Coach Thompson, he said one of the weaknesses of his team was they don't have a lot of depth. And that definitely plays a factor in the second half of games. And the defense just looks gassed and doesn't have an answer for the Scotus offense.
Well, you can see with these arm tackles, those arm tackles are just a hard thing to. It's hard to bring down these big running backs doing that, and that's definitely a sign, like you said, of them being gassed. And that's just right there was a mental mistake by Grell, catching that one on his knees when that ball very much looked like it was either going out of bounds or at least going into the end zone, the way that thing was flying down. So it's going to be tough go for Ashland Greenwood. Still manageable, but they're going to have to cover quite a bit of field here.
Handoff goes up the middle. Short gain again.
Ball carried by number 34, Trevor Nicholson.
So Trevor Nicholson out of the Wildcat formation. Runs a little read option.
No gain on the play. Will bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Blue Jays.
Seski this time going to step under center.
2nd and 10 upcoming, 5:25 to go, but a flag is on the field.
Looks like they're going to call a false start there on Ashland. Greenwood's going to march this one. If it isn't the case. That is going to be against Ashland Greenwood. And will be at about the 2.5 yard line now.
So the Blue Jays backed up to their own 4-yard line. 2nd and 13 now. No pressure by the Shamrocks. Koseski rolling out, hits Stilley, who appears to be okay. It's going to be a gain of close to 10.
So it's going to be 3rd down. So after getting marched back, this one is going to result in a 3rd down, and see we're marking about 7 yards to go. So still not an easy task, but you can imagine Scotus is going to be keying on Stilley because he is the big target right now, and he's definitely the go-to for a good reason.
5:09 to go in the third, and a crucial third down for Ashland Greenwood. They need to start putting some points on the board if they want to get back into this.
Not even from a standpoint of being down 29-0, but just the momentum factor and the morale factor.
Play action, pump fake pass. Hits his receiver, but I believe he's going to be out of bounds.
So incomplete there, just a little too far for him to keep the feet in. So after another punting situation, or most likely a punting, you never know, they might fake it here, but you got to imagine they're going to be pulling everything out of the sleeve to try and get some things going offensively against this tough Scotus defense.
Another high one, but not very far for Stilley. That's going to go out near to the 35-yard line for another short field for the Shamrocks upcoming.
And it's just tough if you're this Ashland Greenwood defense. They got a ton of guys going both ways, and after being unable to get things going on that last drive, you're facing a Scotus offense that has just been opening up huge runs with their fullbacks. And Dotson and Boss, who are also playing both ways, have really just been playing tough the entire game. So Boss is back in the backfield again. And you got Pelster on the just off the left side of your screen, and you got Harrington just off the right. So they like to motion those guys and sell fakes.
And they give it to Pelster. He again is corralled, hit behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. The one bright spot for this Blue Jay defense is they have held Pelster in check. He's had carries of 4, 6, 5, and now 3 on that last one.
Yeah, the outside linebackers and those D-ends have done a great job of keeping contained and staying in that D and C gap, preventing him from going anywhere, but all the damage has just been up the middle as interior linemen opening things up for Scotus. And, you know, we keep saying it, with so many running backs, it's hard to...
So 2nd and 13. This time Boss not a lot there, gain of 2.
A nice stand by number 56, Kalen Day. Did a great job of driving through contact there. No room to run for Boss.
Another update in Class C1. Boys Town defeats Holdridge 34-20. So it's going to be Boys Town Norfolk Catholic in the first game of the semifinal. The second game will be either Scotus or Ashland Greenwood against Central City or Wilbur Claytonia. We'll see.
What a great matchup that is.
Well, 3rd and 12 here for the Shamrocks. Prismus drops back for his second pass of the night, looking for Harrington. Just a little bit too far.
So going to be a punting situation here for Scotus, who was going for it all. And with, you got to think that's a textbook play call to try and go to the air there. Maybe not specifically that play. They tried going deep to Harrington and running a couple streak routes, but they've just had so much success running on the ball and running on 3rd down as well. But you got to admit that Ashland Green was packing that box a little bit tighter. Scotus trying to take advantage, but unable to. Is going to have to try and corner punt this one away. So it looks like Boone Cannon back. Yeah.
Shamrocks since the first half. It's blocked by the Blue Jays. So we'll see if that sparks Ashland Greenwood. They have a short field in front of them.
Ben Staley with the big-time play, the playmaking ability. Gets in that backfield and a hard man to stop once he gets going. He comes off that edge and just one-hands that as Boone Cannon's unable to get that one out in time. Unfortunately, Scotus is able to pick that one up before Ashland Greenwood took it any further, but they're going to have it on Scotus' side of the field at the 44-yard line.
.321 to go in this third quarter. We keep saying it, Grant, but the Blue Jays, they need to score. They need to start cutting into this 29-point lead Shamrocks currently have it. Not going to do it on that play for Shamrocks. Hitting the runner behind the line of scrimmage and Nicholson, who's had nowhere to go all night.
And Mitchell Halligan again getting into the backfield. He has just been all over the place defensively. And had that big sack going into halftime, continues to be a big playmaker. He's just a hard guy to stop, just very active and a big tackle.
So 2nd and 12 now for the Blue Jays. Passing situation, they have trips to the near side. Kosuski pressured by Shohan. And a little bit of a dump pass, but nowhere to go for the Blue Jays despite the completion.
And a nice job by Dotson and Boss to spot that screen pass setting up, and Shohan going free earlier to the quarterback, so you got to imagine he wasn't really thinking screen at that time, but when you have about 4 guys running free, you got to keep an eye on those backers. And luckily for Dotson, he spotted that screen pass, that jailbreak to the left. And they swallowed that one up. It's going to be 3rd and about 12 to go.
Under 2 minutes now to play in the 3rd. Ashland Greenwood needs to convert here. Shamrocks back off. Defensive line gets through as Kosuski throws it on the run. Great defensive back play by the safety and Dalton Taylor, deflecting the pass to Stilley.
And Dalton Taylor, the big, lanky safety, coming in and swatting that one away. And that's what you need if you got Stilley running downfield, because as you see, if you get behind him, you try to jump over top, for the most part, he's going to fight through and just strong arm his way to get a catch. But Dalton Taylor, the athletic safety, you can see him right there jumping in front and swat him away with those big arms. He sits in at 6'6" on the roster.
See Dalton Taylor, the 6'6" body. Have to imagine he has a pretty decent wingspan. Look at those long arms helping make that pass break up there.
So going for it on 4th down.
4th and 12, Kosuski right up the seam. He hit his receiver and would have been a first down. Connor Adams just can't hold on.
Yeah, Connor Adams is going to be kicking himself after that play, but a difficult catch. That ball sitting right behind him, was unable to hold on to it. And there you can see Alec Foltz, who had a big play there on that coverage. Now, not a huge coverage drop, but nonetheless, you got to always be excited as a defensive back when those plays are broken up.
Shamrocks get the ball back. 1:41 to go. Pitch play goes to Pelster. And there's Nicholson with a big tackle. Pelster looked like he was going to take that for quite a bit more.
Pelster, yeah, did a great job of staying on his feet, but Nicholson came through with the big hit, ran downhill, and found Pelster off that sweep play, and continuing to make things, well, a little bit difficult for him to get anything going. You're going to see Nicholson running downfield with a big hit, a great job running through the tackle. Pelster just a difficult man to bring down either way. But Ashland Greenwood bringing about 3 guys in to finish off with Riken and Busnitz.
Nicholson showing why he is the leading tackler on this defensive unit for the Blue Jays. This time they fake the pitch to Pelster and go up the middle. Another short carry there by Jake Voss.
Jake Voss. Tackle made by number 3, Ben Stilley, and number 74, Gabe Lyons.
Under a minute to play now in the 3rd. 35 seconds and counting. 3rd and 5 here for the Shamrocks.
Gabe Lyons there on that tackle. So a big 3rd down play for sure. If Scotus can convert this and keep things going, that'll be huge for them.
Now 15 seconds. Prismus goes to the air, throws it behind Dalton Taylor. Scotus going to punt.
And Dalton Taylor open. I think if you get that ball out of the pocket just a hair sooner, then you got the defensive back playing off him a little bit, and that's a good completion. Jacob Tehan there was on that coverage, but just a little bit too late. And Scotus will punt this one away. So Dawson Grill back to return.
Shamrocks bring in their gunners for extra punt protection. And more pressure. This time punt is away for the Shamrocks. Hits at the 15, rolls, and Grell's going to have to take it. Goes out of bounds at the 10, but he potentially saved it because that looked like that was going to go down close to the goal line.
And Grell, returning-wise, having a hard time getting anything going. And you got to imagine that's partly due to them just being tired defensively as Scotus continues to run it up the middle. But on a bright note for Ashland Greenwood, these last couple of drives, they've been able to kind of tighten up and prevent Scotus from getting any extra yardage.
So 2 seconds left in this one. Got time for one more play. As the Blue Jays have another passing formation with trips again to the near side. I think that's Wildcat we've seen for the first time. Looked like that was Nicholson who took the snap, but still no luck on the ground for Nicholson or the Blue Jays. 29-0. All Shamrocks here in this one. 1 quarter left to play here on ColumbusNewsTeam.com.
Would you like to watch this game from above the crowd? When it comes to finding you a new home, the team at Total Realty have a game plan that'll put you above the crowd. Whether you're buying or selling, they will answer your questions and provide an expert offense to put you in the lead during the whole process. The Total Realty team members are real people living in your same community. They have the same concerns as you do, and one might just live in your own neighborhood. Your RE/MAX team members are the hometown experts with the world of experience. They don't just want to sell you homes, they want to make you happy. At Total Realty today, log on to ColumbusTotalRealty.com or see their full list of homes from the Columbus app, available on iPhone and Android devices.
Home Real Estate is an all-star team of realtors who are ready to work for you. We work tirelessly to sell your home or find the right home to suit your needs. I am Home Real Estate's broker, Don Dreesen, and I have 40 years of experience. I know Columbus. Home Real Estate, serving Columbus and the surrounding areas.
Welcome to Columbus Tire and Service in historic downtown Columbus. We as a team never promise more than we can deliver, and we always give the customer more than they expect. We're authorized dealers for Goodyear, Hankook, and Falcon, but we can get you any vehicle tire you want. We offer full automotive repair by 4 qualified, experienced technicians. We are a qualified farm tire dealer, and we offer 24-hour on-the-farm tire service. Request service, shop for tires, or request a quote at ColumbusTireandService.com, or give us a call to set an appointment, 402-564-6229.
And welcome back to ColumbusNewsTeam.com and News Channel Nebraska. 4th quarter just getting underway, where it is all Columbus. Scotus in this one. 29-0 is the score after Nicholson on that last carry. 3rd quarter brought to you by Bo's West of Columbus. They have the best burgers in Columbus. If you're here in Columbus, go check them out after the game. You will not be disappointed. Kind of like the Shamrocks fans right now have to be very, very pleased with their team and the performance they are putting on, shutting out the Blue Jays, a team that has been to the Class C1 state finals the past 2 seasons running. They just really have not been able to generate anything offensively on the ground, which has been the real problem for the Blue Jays. This time they go to the air searching for Stilley, who was triple covered. Cannot blame Columbus Scotus for doing that. He is their playmaker. But with the incompletion, it brings up a 4th and 5. Blue Jays forced to punt on a game that's really just been disappointing for them and the Ashland Greenwood fans. Again, they had no easy task coming in here. Columbus Scotus, the number 1 seed in Class C1, a very, very strong opponent. And they have been playing close to flawless football tonight and not giving the Blue Jays any chance to get into this one, as the punt is fielded by Harrington at the 50. He has room to run. Turning the corner, the 20. Harrington still going, now down near the 15-yard line. There is laundry on the field as Harrington checks out the player who looked to be a little bit shaken up on the tackle, and that is Trevor Busenitz. as we will see what the flag is on this play. See Coach Linder trying to find out what the call is, talking with the referees, and it is going to go against the Shamrocks, so that's going to wipe out at least some of that return by Cole Harrington.
So that call getting thrown a little bit ways downfield as Harrington was knocked out of bounds. You can see the flag on the field a couple yards ahead of him. So after that holding penalty, they'll take things up here from the 28-yard line.
So 1st and 10, 11 minutes to go, ball on the 27. Handoff right up the middle to Boss.
And Boss lowers the shoulder, but a nice job by Justin Prozowski to stay wrapped up and bring Boss down.
Boss gets 3 on that one. He's also reeled off huge gains of 67 and 64. He has eclipsed the 100-yard mark and then some on a very, very strong performance by the senior captain. 2nd and 8 now. Pelster in motion, but they go back to Boss. Boss powering forward, gets brought down near the 10-yard line. Another big gain of 14.
And Scotus so far just doing a great job of running their play fakes and opening things up for Boss and Dotson. Boss doing the heavy amount of the running so far, but Dotson having a great night as well.
Ashland, Greenwood, 12-yard line.
Boss getting close to the 150-yard mark, as it has been just all ground and pound for the Shamrocks between Dodson and Boss. As some trickery as Bailey Pelster ends up with it. The Blue Jays, though, credit them, they stayed home. We've seen a lot of success throughout this season on that play.
Yeah, and Dawson Grell able to hold on just enough to keep him down, as well as Race Riken. But like you said, we have seen a lot of success on there. Just that little reverse, essentially a double reverse, but they reverse it to the outside motion, and then essentially just pitch it underneath to Pelster, who cuts up that hole behind that lead fullback blocker.
9:24 and counting, 2nd and 7 for the Shamrocks. Boss hurdles a defender. Are you kidding me? Jake Boss from 9 yards out. Who knew he could also be a track athlete?
Well, you got to do something with those jumping abilities. You might as well jump over Dawson Grell and get in the end zone. And just the dive play up the middle has just been successful. And excuse me, that wasn't Dawson Grell, that was Race Riken. And Race Riken knows Jake Boss is a tough guy to go with head-to-head, because he's just been hitting it up the middle all game. So he tries to go with the low, take out the knees method, and Boss says, no thank you, I'll just jump over top, do a little hurdle action, and get in for 6. And that's going to be good as well.
Boss, 6 foot 200 pounds, and I admittedly have never had a good vertical. He can jump higher than I ever could, and that's with football pads, that's with those 200 pounds. I'm in awe right now.
You got an okay vertical. You gotta give yourself a little bit of credit. But Boss Man, yeah.
Grant.
The Boss Man cometh indeed. Showing off those vertical skills.
In the second half, Central City 34, Wilbur Claytonia 27.
So can Scotus and the offense on the Shamrock side of the ball continue to roll? And now with that 36-0 lead, we are into a running clock scenario, which going into this game, I would not have thought that was going to be the case.
You and I both, Grant. Taking away nothing from the Blue Jays. They are a very good team, and they've been to the finals the past 2 years, but this Scotus team, they have some 19, 20-odd returning seniors from last year's squad. And a lot of people had some high hopes for the Shamrocks team that are not disappointing right now, looking very, very strong as they, by all intents and purposes, will advance to the semifinals.
Yeah, Ashland Greenwood with a couple losses on the season. You got to be excited there in the big tackle by Blaser. Just Scotus continuing to play hard. Blaser has a couple nice tackles so far this game. But no more room for Ashland Greenwood. They're just having a difficult time getting things going on any front. As Scotus is playing at a similar level, you like to think, to that Bishop Newman game. So looking to get things going here, starting at that 20-yard line.
There's the throw, receiver open in the flat. Tackled across the 35, but Grace pass and catch to Trevor Busenitz.
Yeah, Busenitz running hard there, lowering the shoulder late after that reception. Ashland Greenwood, if they want to stop this clock and have a chance to be at all in this game, they're going to need to score very quickly. And another pass situation.
Kuseski rolling out, again finds Busenitz in the flat, this time on the opposite side of the field. He gets close to 20 more.
And Busenitz once again doing his best to get as many yards as he can. There you can see Busenitz after that nice play. Did a good job of trying to get those extra yards, so now they're in Scotus territory.
7:33 and counting. Blue Jays will continue to go to the air. Another little out route. Evan Shohan cleaning that one up. But a completion to Busenitz.
Yeah, back to Busenitz, and Evan Shohan doing a nice job, as he called it out there, running downhill and making contact, keeping Busenitz from holding on to that one. Or I guess they are, going to give it to him.
So under 7 minutes to play now. Trips to the near side for the Blue Jays. Seski does the pump fake. Pressure in the backfield. The Shamrocks take him down.
And you can see Kuseski was looking for Jacob Tihan downfield on the wheel route to the far side. He was being covered up by Anthony Cush, so the coverage set going to make things even more difficult for Ashland Greenwood, who's looking at a 3rd and long.
It's going to be 3rd and 14. And great teams fluctuate throughout the year in terms of performance. I think we're going to hear from Coach Tyler Linder at the end of this game, but this one may rate right up with that Bishop Newman win earlier in the season where the Shamrocks came out 44-0 victors. Tyler Linder said it before the game, his team's been focused, and they virtually played a flawless game here. And it's unfortunate for the Blue Jays, they just ran into a buzzsaw. Although, big completion there, nonetheless.
And Stilley there, as it looked like.
And thank you, though, for joining us here. We'd like to welcome all the Battle Creek fans from up in northeast Nebraska here on 35.1. Congratulations for you beating Donovan Trumbull. You will be facing Oakland Craig. Glad you're with us for this broadcast where it's been all Columbus Scotus. 36-0 is the score over Ashland Greenwood. Hope you enjoyed these last 5.5 minutes with us here.
Ashland Greenwood, for those of us just joining us, is pressing desperately to get into the end zone and stop this running clock. And they have done a good job so far, finally finding a little rhythm in offense. And that last play, Alec Foltz, that big pass to Ben Stilley. Alec Foltz tried undercutting it, and something you can't do if it's Ben Stilley that's on the receiving end of the ball.
Kuseski hands it off up the middle to Busenitz. Short game.
So Ashland Greenwood playing with some energy here as they look to stop this clock. It's really outside of that big pass to Stilley, it's been all Busenitz this drive, both on the receiving and running in.
So 4:23 and counting. Fresh set of downs for the Blue Jays as they just want to get on the board here. Silver lining for them. Busenitz out in the flat, but a little short.
And Matt Strecker there coming in the backfield, forcing Koseski to air that one out earlier than planned. And we know going into this game, Scotus loves to send those linebackers. They love to blitz, and that pressure tonight has just been a little bit too much for Koseski, who has had a couple sacks due to, earlier a big one was Evan Shohan, who came back untouched. And that's just something you can't do against this linebacking core.
Koseski rolling out. There's a throw back across his body, looking for Stilley. No catch.
And Stilley tangled up there with Cush and Fultz. You can see Wrinkle with the big hit on Koseski in the backfield as he was throwing it. So Wrinkle coming off that right side, just barely touched. And there you see the end of that block. And then you can see those guys falling down as well. And that's not a pass interference, Paul. They were both jumping in the air at the high point trying to break that one down. So a good no call there.
Now nearing 3 minutes to go, 3rd and 10. As the Blue Jays have the ball on the Scotus 15. And they're taking a play out of Jake Boss's playbook. Nicholson hurdles a defender, gets brought down near the 5-yard line, but that's one of his bigger runs of the night.
That was Alec Fultz. He tried jumping over on that sweep to the left side. You can see it right here. And Fultz just barely holding on. He does end up wrapping up those knees pretty good, so Nicholson not able to get a touchdown, but a good play nonetheless, nice and athletic.
I'd like to remind you those instant replays brought to you by Bill Tire Outlet in Columbus. See them for tire service and so much more. Here's the handoff for the Blue Jays, trying to get in there. The Shamrock defense, though, stands for Marcus Dodson cleaning that one up.
Alec Fultz again as well, holding on to that jersey, and Darren Wrinkle too, keeping Nicholson from getting into that end zone.
72 Darren Wrinkle and number 35 Alec Fultz for the Shamrocks.
So just second down right near the goal line.
Hand it off to Nicholson. Waiting for the signal. Looked like he's going to be just short. Bringing up a 3rd and 1 on the 1. A minute and a half left to play. Ashland Greenwood just wanting to get on the board here.
And yes, like you said, with just over a minute to go, stopping the clock's not going to be quite enough, but at least offensively for some pride.
And they give it to the Blue Jays. They are on the board. Nicholson on his 18th carry of the night. Finds Pater. Looks to be a little bit shaken up on that one.
Yeah, an unfortunate situation if Nicholson is hopefully just not hurt badly. Maybe just had the wind knocked out of him. You got to hope maybe that's all it is. He's had a great game, especially right here towards the end of their season. You hate to see anybody get hurt bad, and he's going to get helped up here.
So the junior does get up under his own power and is going to walk off with the coaching staff. As you see Nicholson, he's been working hard all night against this tough Scotus defense and just keeps the legs churning there and just gets it across.
And that is so close. I'm not quite sure if that is a touchdown. He was just right on the edge there, and it's good to just see him walking off the field. Would have been a really unfortunate situation if he would have got injured this late in the game, as they're looking like they're going to close their season up.
Here comes the extra point attempt by Stilley. Hooks it in. Not touchdown, extra point. 36-7 after that one.
Barely touched the pole, so I get what you mean. Just barely touched the pole, so Scotus with that 36-7 lead, as you can see. looking to wrap this one up here with not much time left. Just want to thank you guys again for everybody that's tuning in here through all our different outlets for some good old Nebraska playoff football. It is pretty chilly out here. We get a little warmer up in the booth here, but the fans definitely coming out in full force for this one.
Definitely beats last week when we were in the pouring rain. But it really doesn't get better than this, no matter what the weather is. It is November. It is state football playoff time throughout the state of Nebraska. A lot of great football, specifically in northeast Nebraska. We're talking about the Battle Creek teams, Norfolk Catholic, Columbus, Scotus. A lot of high-powered, good football programs that are advancing and making it into the deep, deep rounds of the playoffs as they have aspirations of bringing home state titles to their respective towns and teams.
Obviously very excited to continue watching Columbus Scotus, the hometown team, as they continue through this game. And the onside kick there is going to be retrieved by Scotus. And number 67, Nathan Twerk. But also very excited to see Norfolk Catholic and Boys Town hit the turf as well. That's going to be an exciting game. I know a lot of people around the state have been looking forward to that one. Count me in as one of those as well. But Scotus just coming out here in full force. You can see Twerk there doing a nice job of falling on top of that one. A valiant effort nonetheless by Ashland Greenwood.
So victory formation for the Shamrocks, 1:10 to go. As they are going to kneel on things here. And that's going to be it. Maybe one or two more snaps, but Grant, these teams, they had only met once in the playoffs prior. That was back in 2010, where the Blue Jays came out on top. It was a first-round affair. 17-7 was the score. But the Shamrocks even the series in the postseason with the Blue Jays, winning this one 36-7.
And the Scotus team, we've been covering them all year. Just had a lot of hype coming into the season, and so far living it up. You know, these seniors got to be pretty happy as they go into this next week. But things do not get any easier moving forward. Things definitely won't be easy next week with whoever they end up facing, as that game wraps up as well between Wilbur Clantonia and Central City. And definitely after that against Boys Town or Norfolk Catholic, the victor of that game, if they're able to make it to the finals, that is not going to be an easy one either.
So this was the game that tripped up the Shamrocks last year. That was not the case. They fell to Kearney Catholic by 1, but this senior-laden Shamrock squad, battle-tested, prepared, focused, all of the adjectives that you would say, and they get the win and they move on to the semifinals. 4 teams remain, 3 of which have already been decided. Boys Town, Norfolk Catholic facing off in the semifinals. Scotus will take on the winner of Central City and Wilbur Claytonia. We're trying to find the score of that one as we wait to hear from Tyler Linder, as well as our Columbus Community Hospital player of the game. Grant, throw out 4 candidates of who deserve that title.
It's tough. You got to throw Dotson in there. Dotson had a heck of. Boss also had a great game. I thought defensively Wrinkle did a great job as well. And I gotta throw Halligan in there. He had the big sack before half, and just played a great defensive game. So I don't obviously can't give it away, but those are my 4 picks.
Well, we will find out shortly. 36-7, dominating performance by Scotus, and they are on their way as their quest to the finals continues.
You gotta imagine they are going to be very focused moving forward. As you said earlier, extremely focused coming into this week. And Ashland Greenwood, a very tough team. Want to congratulate them on a great season. You know, not everybody can make it to the state championship, and Ashland Greenwood definitely no need to hang their heads as some of those seniors depart football-wise, and they will have some people moving forward as well in the next level. And so I just want to congratulate them on the great season, and obviously wish them best of luck as they travel home tonight.
Some of those seniors, Ben Stilley, one of them, who's going to be playing for the Huskers next year, as well as Reekin, a senior, Kosuski, the quarterback, Busenitz, all played crucial roles. Adams, Grell, as well as Beard, Kraft, and Day. Those are the starters on this Ashland Greenwood team, some of them playing their last game ever. But they left it all out on the field, as you see the home team Shamrocks, though, and they're fired up and doing their celebration as here comes in Ross Bonk, the big boy, who likes to get the Shamrocks fired up. This is their celebration they do after every playoff win. And are they not jacked up? And why shouldn't they be? They are one of 4 teams left, as they're going to be facing Central City or Wilber-Claytonia. They had a very great performance here tonight, and it's going to be exciting to hear from Tyler Linder and just get his thoughts of what his team has just done.
I can't even imagine how jacked Tyler Linder is in his second year as the head coach. He said he was defensive coordinator before, so he's been with this program, but as you can see him talking to his team there and talking to him before coming into this game, he was excited, and you got to imagine a little bit nervous too, but he knows he's got a great team, and right now they are just playing up to their level with besides that one loss to Wahoo High School, they just have been a great team this year.
The story of the game was the rushing attack by the Shamrocks and the lack thereof by Ashland Greenwood, which is really because of that Scotus defense. They did not leave any room for a 2,000-yard rusher to break much on the ground, and they were really able to impose their will with the plays by Boss and Dodson. Just good old-fashioned ground and pound football. Give the ball to the fullback and see what happens.
Yeah, and that number, 2,000 yards, that is a heck of a season. You got to congratulate Trevor Nicholson for just producing at that level all year long. And he just had a great year, just unable to get things going, like you said, and due to this Scotus defense. And that starts at the D-line. They had a great job. They were penetrating. Mitchell Halligan, Darren Wrinkle were getting in that backfield and getting some contact on Koseski, the quarterback, and that linebacking crew for Scotus did a great job playing all the way across the field, staying on their assignments and getting in their gaps, and just made things extremely difficult for Ashland Greenwood.
And an update, end of the third quarter, Central City 34, Wilber-Claytonia 27. That is the one game that's yet to be decided for who will be the final team in the semifinals of Class C1. Boys Town 34-20 victors over Holdridge. As for Norfolk Catholic, 42-21 victors over Bishop Neumann. That's on the opposite side of the bracket. Scotus will be taking on the winner of the Central City Wilber-Claytonia contest. If the Bison win, it will be a rematch of earlier in the year where the Shamrocks took down Central City week 3, 49-21. That is the Bison's only loss on the year.
So yeah, Boys Town, who's really, like you said, just been unstoppable this year, is Norfolk Catholic definitely going to be their biggest test of the year. Norfolk Catholic has just really put a great squad together this year, and that's nothing new for them. Those guys heading to state, you can see them getting up and getting one more last yell in before we talk to Tony Linder and our player of the game. One of the 4 I threw out. You can battle through in your mind which one that is.
And these Shamrocks are well aware of the opportunity that's in front of them, the group of players they have at this C1 school, and they did not squander it here tonight. Head coach Tyler Linder is meeting up with Taryn Campbell. We will be hearing from them very, very shortly, as well as our Columbus Community Hospital player of the game. And hey, you saw myself, you saw Grant in the pregame if you were with us to start things off. We were fairly sharply dressed. If you want to know why we were, that is because Jay Patrick's, the ColumbusNewsTeam.com official outfitter, they're the reason why we look as good as we do. Without them, we wouldn't even be presentable on TV.
Oh, the guys over at Jay Patrick's do a great job. Great to work with, too, so if you get a chance, be sure to check them out. So, yeah, thank you, Jay Patrick's, for suiting us up, and as always, just trying to look sharp.
All right, well, without further ado, Coach Linder is done with his post-game speech. We have him rounded up as I'm tongue-tied, and we also have Columbus Community Hospital player of the game down with Taryn Campbell.
Coach Linder, you're 2 games away from the ultimate goal. Is it starting to feel like it's your guys' for the taking?
You know, we have long-term goals, okay, but we can't look past next week, all right? That's 2 games away, and we've got a very important one next week that we've got to prepare, wholeheartedly for. So we're really looking forward to the opportunity to get back to work on Monday. What's it like having a roster full of guys with big playability? It's awesome. To put it frankly, I think the talent level that we have and the trust that those guys give to our coaching staff is second to none. So very proud of that talented deep roster that we have, but very proud of the way our coaching staff came out and executed and called a great game tonight.
Thank you very much, Coach. And we go back to our player of the game for the second time in 3 weeks. Jake running like a boss. Jake, another big game for you. How does it feel to come out here and get another big playoff win?
It feels great. Last year, it just left a sour taste in our mouth. It was terrible. So we knew coming into this game, we just had to just play as a team, and that's what we did. So.
And when you guys play your best football, do you feel like you can't be beat?
Yeah, we do, but we always just gotta play. Sometimes stuff happens, but just gotta do what you gotta do.
I would say, and does playing in the playoffs make you yourself elevate your game?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, Jake. Yeah. Another great win for you guys. Thank you guys for joining us for another game. Back to you guys.
Jake Boss, Columbus Community Hospital player of the game, 170-plus yards, 2 touchdowns as the Shamrocks cruise to the semifinals. 36-7 is the final score for Aaron Trout, our producer-director, our camera operators, for Taryn Campbell, and for Grant Otten. I'm Brandon Axton on ColumbusNewsTeam.com and News Channel Nebraska. Thank you for joining us. We will be back next week.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the marketing director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We really focus on the people that we serve. Relationships are the most important thing to us, and because we're smaller, we're flexible enough and we can make those quick decisions to meet your needs.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
Would you like to watch this game from above the crowd? When it comes to finding you a new home, the team at Total Realty have a game plan that'll put you above the crowd. Whether you're buying or selling, they will answer your questions and provide an expert offense to put you in the lead during the whole process. The Total Realty team members are real people living in your same community. They have the same concerns as you do, and one might just live in your own neighborhood. Your RE/MAX team members are the hometown experts with the world of experience. They don't just want to sell you homes, they want to make you happy. At Total Realty today, log on to ColumbusTotalRealty.com or see their full list of homes from the Columbus app, available on iPhone and Android devices.